off of reporting on stories or spending a great deal of time re-reporting and going over stories that quite frankly everybody agrees on, because it's not as interesting. But if you have a hot button contentious issue, particularly one where the right seems to align with Israel, the left seems to align with not Israel, then oh my gosh, then that's political fodder 101. Where like there's a lot of these issues across America where there's broad scale consensus, or there's, I would say, everybody agrees on everything, but we agree on most things. And those issues don't make the mainstream media because they're not as contentious. I really do think that you're looking at like the Armenian genocide, looking at the slaughtering of Uyghur Muslims in China, like these, like they're not cracking the mainstream media that much because like we're pretty much all on the same side that most of this shit is bad or most of it is good, or what, depending on whatever issue you want to.
I mean,
yeah, go ahead, sir. I'll listen to you.
I think the issue with particular case in Middle East, in Palestine and Israel, is that many people argue that actually as previously done by American taxpayer money, unlike the other war atrocities that are happening around the world, which needs to be condemned and investigation talked about. But it seems that this particular case, this has been like the case that American taxpayer money being contributor.
What's up?
And then on top of that, it's not just only again about the aid package, which is rightly pointed out. It's also about the fact that there are some ideological, I understand the influence and also the money which is spent in all different special interest groups in the United States, like NRA, but it's all money-driven lobby groups. But with the case of specifically about evangelical Christians, which the last time I checked, over 80 million Americans are actually evangelical Christians, for them, it is not just a matter of special interest, it's a matter of ideology. I mean, among obviously not evangelical, all of them, some of them, that they have this theology known as Christian Zionism, that they believe that the return of the Jewish people to the land of Israel is connected to biblical end, which is very disturbing prophecy. That particular prophecy that it says that the Gog and Magog, which is in the book of Revelations, that they believe that they need to actually facilitate that particular return, the big returns. So that's very disturbing for many people. I understand that's not overwhelming of evangelical Christian people, but that's the vocal minority among them. Happens to be, we see them quite a lot as some of the leaders there, and that they believe that they need to facilitate that, and that's why it's not about an interest, it's not about American nationalism, it's not even about the money anymore, it's ideology. And another example of that, the BDS movement, which obviously was some of the products which is produced in occupied West Bank, some people in our state decided to make ethical decisions not to buy them. And it was the same case during the apartheid system in South Africa. They decided to do that. They decided not to buy that, but it's actually been banned. I think in many states in the United States, you can't promote BDS movement.
So, may I ask, and again, you don't have to answer this, obviously. You don't have to answer anything. Where do you stand religiously? Are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? Are you
I believe, I don't affiliate particularly in a particular religion. I believe in good people and bad people, to be honest with you. I don't follow a particular institution.
A humanist.
Yeah, like dictate me.
A secular humanist? Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
And I just had one follow-up question, or a statement for Ben. When you're saying that you think that the reason that we're talking about Israel is because we're talking about it just because we could talk about it and the news media picks it up, so it's easy to talk about and it's easy to hate on Israel.
Because it's a contentious issue, yeah.
Because it's a contentious issue. But my question to you is how do you then determine, causation versus correlation? Like, how do you determine when there are genuine events that are occurring that are objectively newsworthy, and then that's why the world are focusing on it and discussing it, is because the attention is there because the events are there. Like, how can you make that determination that there is this actual horrible event and the attention is there because it's appropriate for society to be discussing these things? And I'm just curious how you make that determination, how you can say it's just because it's basically hanging fruit. Social media could grab onto it because it's, it's news. So we discuss it because it's news versus we're discussing it because there's actual events going on and it's objectively newsworthy.
So I want to make sure I'm understanding your question correctly. So you're saying your question to me is maybe we're just, or your contention is maybe we're just focusing on it because it's newsworthy and not because it's a contentious issue. Is that, I want to make sure I'm framing what you're saying correctly.
Not solely that it's a contentious issue. Well, yes, like how do you sit there and you say, oh, I'm not. People are just overly focused on this because how do I phrase this as a question? Yes, you're saying that it is a contentious issue. Well, of course it's a contentious issue, but why is it a contentious issue? Is it a contentious issue because there's objective events that are happening that makes it a contentious issue, and then we're discussing it because it's appropriate?
Sure. Look, I do think that there is we're looking at this and going, oh my gosh, there's horrible atrocities going on. I also think that, again, in a lot of these countries, we're not getting this stuff streamed in. There isn't the access to live updates the way that, with the 24-hour news cycle in particular. Every time a bomb gets dropped, we're able to see it, particularly if the United States is directly involved. And the war in Iran and, again, after October 7th and everything like that, the United States had direct involvement. And so there was lots of media pictures and that kind of thing. Where, I think that historically, I think the reason the United States was behind a lot, the United States was behind a lot of the war actions in World War II was because of the fact that we weren't getting live updates of every single skirmish and every single update. You were getting newsreels and that kind of thing, theaters and newspaper clippings and that kind of thing, but it wasn't to the extent of the 24-hour news cycle like we have now. So it was here's a big action. The United States is making ground in this area. And I think if the American people living at home had access to every single bomb that was dropped and every single fight that was fought, and it may have been different. Maybe it would have been the same. Maybe it would have been different. So I also see, again, horrible things happening around the world, or hear of horrible things happening around the world and horrible things that countries do to their people, looking at North Korea as a totalitarian regime. And I've read books about North Korea and what actually goes on behind closed doors. I read a book of a prison survivor of the North Korean regime and the atrocities that they're doing to those people, the human rights violations that they're doing to those people. I wouldn't say I didn't sleep for weeks, but it turned my stomach every time I thought about it. Let me put it, even years after reading the book, the stuff that the human torture that went into and in great detail in this book was some of the worst shit I've ever heard of before. And this was a woman who went through the system, like a personal firsthand account of going through the system. So yeah, I'm seeing it as I understand that, there's a lot of smoke in the Middle East. And yes, the United States is a lot, there's a lot of American taxpayer money behind it. So I also do think that it's many things. And also it's a very contentious issue that people have staken claims and said, if this is my position, I'm very, very strongly pro-Israel, or I'm very, very anti-Zionist or anti-Israel, or again, however you want to frame that. So I hope that answers your question.
So don't you think that it's also, you can't make the distinction, you can't make the determination of what does and doesn't get coverage, what becomes a headline, what becomes the news that people care about? You can't make that determination as an individual because it's emergent, it gets discovered. That's why TikTok and social media, X, are the real proving grounds for breaking news. The stuff that people care about emerges naturally, almost like a free market.
No, I would disagree with that.
Love that, L. I agree. Sorry, go ahead. But
the same types of things trend, right? So if a white cop shoots a white guy, that's not going to trend on TikTok, or it's not going to trend on social media. The mainstream media in general is not going to pick it up. You can agree with that or disagree with that, but if a white cop shoots an unarmed white guy, it's just not going to make the headlines, right? If a white cop shoots an unarmed black guy, we're going to know his name. We're going to know the cop's name. It's going to be a high profile case. And again, I'm not taking a stance or saying we shouldn't deal with police brutality or any of that stuff. That's a whole other conversation. But if we're talking about the kind of things that Florida, and I've had this conversation before, The kind of things that I think should get headlines or the kind of things that should get headlines are two very, very different things. There's plenty of stories that I think should get a lot more headlines. There's plenty of issues facing this country that I think should get a lot more headlines. The rampant use of social media usage amongst kids and that increase in suicide rates amongst young people is a huge, huge issue for me. It doesn't get any media coverage, right? Like, just as an example. And there's a bunch of others where, like, some of the shit that I see in the media where I'm like, I get why people are paying attention to this, but if you're asking me, why does this get attention, or can I predict that this would get attention? That's very, very different than do I think that it should get attention? There's plenty of things that get attention where I'm like, yeah, I get why this is getting attention. I understand why the Democratic Party is seizing on this, or the Republican Party is seizing on this. I understand why they're beating their drum. Why righties are going after the trans issues and saying the left can't define what a woman is, and they're going after trans people in sports, and the left is going after a lot of more racial issues. I understand why they're doing it. Do I think they should? Like, there's a bunch of different ways of looking at that.
I really like what Elle said. Elle, I love the emergent aspect. I mean, I think that's new territory. And I agree with you. And the shooting of the white, like a white person being shot by cops versus, I think it's, again, the calibration of understanding the history of society. I feel like you're dismissing that, or you're discounting that. You're saying that the public isn't, like, obviously there's things that are sensationalized, but is this something that is should hold more weight than what would be the baseline? A baseline is you're going to expect, right? If everybody looked the same, you're going to expect some cops to kill innocent people, right? That's the baseline. But with a history where you have the complete opposite of that happening, where there's been a specific group that's been targeted, I mean, like, it's just, I feel like it's appropriate still. And it makes sense that it's not going to be, every, camera turned on the white person. Well, that's supposed to be, like, we understand that's, of course, that's going to happen, but we have to make sure that we hold true to criticizing and not criticizing, but saying and making sure that what the history is guilty of is that we're moving towards progression and to fix things versus because there's more pain on one side than well, of course there's more pain on one side, but like I said, like it's expected. The baseline, a white guy getting shot by a white cop, yeah, listen, fuck it, no fucking news, right? Do you know what it's gonna be? Who fucking cares? If you support the system, hold on, wait, sorry, I'm on a I don't know. If you support this fucking group of people who have carte blanche authority to walk around with and deadly weapons on their, you're the one who supports it. You're the one who's saying, yeah, I give these regular citizens with average IQ the authority to walk around our communities, terrorize people, okay, or not we already know the type of authoritarians that are what they focus. They're drawn to this type of person, and then you want to say, like, yeah, of course. Well, you gotta expect it. You're giving them carte blanche authority to walk around, make decisions, to be judge, jury, and executioner in a moment. Okay, yeah, a white guy gets shot by the system that they created. Well, there's no news there. You support it.
But again, just to be clear here, I'm not saying I support or not support an issue. The question that I was addressing in regards to that was, do I understand why this stuff gets publicized, or can we predict how it gets publicized? That's the only thing that I've taken a stance on, is the thing I said in regards to, I think that kids killing themselves at exorbitant rates should get more media coverage. I haven't taken a particular stance on that many issues, quite frankly. I think I said that I was pro-Israel. But in regards to the cops thing and all that, like, again, there's so many different approaches to this conversation. It's saying, well, why do these things get the coverage they do? Is a very, very different conversation than should they get the coverage that they do. Like, that's an incredibly different conversation.
Speaking of conversations, I don't know, Bima, are we done with that part? Because I did.
You understand what I'm saying, Bima? Like, do you get that?
I don't know if Bima wants to answer, but yeah.
Hold on, sorry. I was focusing on what Matt was saying. Matt, what were you talking about?
Then speaking of different coverage, can you hear me by the way? 'Cause I've been,
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said I changed the title. I don't know if you saw that. I didn't know if you're done with this conversation. And we can transfer
Oh,
it, or-
thank you, Matt. Yes, I just want to make sure, Matt's the father of the room, so I gotta
I think Ben was trying to.
Yes, we all love
Daddy,
that.
talks. When Daddy talks, we gotta listen.
Daddy's got a spank.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But Ben,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
no, and just to a quick, yes, the should versus does it. But I think like that's kind of like what Elle and I's argument is, sort of what the argument is just like at this point, we're not so satiated that it is like 20 years ago, 20 years ago, imagine 50 years ago when small groups of people got to control what was on the news. Can we just live with that for a second? Like, let's be so happy right now in this moment that we get to understand that we have individuals that can create and build, and we get access to so many different things. And so,
Is it your contention that small groups of people don't still control what goes on the news?
Oh, shit.
no, it's not that. It's that there was small groups. What my argument is that there used to be. And that used to be the only thing. Hold on. That used to be the only thing that existed because we didn't have social media. There wasn't a power of the people to actually draw their focus to the things that they want, and then proliferate that information in a way that could be like, oh, wait a second, let's check this. Or I think that the news, honestly, it's on its way out. I think there's more like just regular people creating news stations and what, not a news station, but you know what I'm talking about, the
But do
information.
you think that the average Joe Schmo person is the one that controls what you see on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter? It's not at all. There are algorithms that have been shown left, right, and center that favor particular viewpoints and favor sensationalism. Again, this is not a partisan issue.
That's true. That's true.
Right.
But what you're comparing though, you're comparing like 1 to like 5,000.
But I'm saying that like the reason that you know about these stories is not because a lot of people are talking about these stories. It is to some degree, but it's because the stuff trends, right? It's
a correlation versus causation. That's still my argument though, and I think it's so true. Listen, I'm not making
like
the argument.
Sensational shit, but again, like as somebody who's gone on and off of TikTok, it's amazing to me. I'll flip on TikTok, start a brand new account, delete my cookies, link a new email, whatever, and like I can start looking at things on using Twitter /X as an example. Within like 10 minutes, I'm getting crazy sensational stories. Like if I just looked up, I don't know, fucking watercoloring, like it wouldn't take long. If I do anything with world events, I'm going to get sensational stories pretty much immediately. And it's not, again, like this is the algorithm that's it's pushing this stuff. So like, yeah, I'm going to say that, yes, some of these issues are contentious. And yes, some of these issues are on your again, like we think of the Derek Chauvin with the knee on the neck thing, right? And like that face, the face of Derek Chauvin, and how everybody saw that regardless of where you were, right? Like, yes, there's a reason that's sensational. That was a very, very graphic image, and it was a very, 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 very strong image, very, very strong imagery. And also like, there's a reason that this shit trends, and it isn't just because people are interested in it. It's because this stuff is getting jiggered by an algorithm. Like, again, this is not...
And who owns TikTok? China does. They're doing it on purpose. There's been studies on this. China is doing this on purpose. They stream other things to the West. Look it up. There are studies on this. And they're streaming very informational, cool things to their kids, which is good for their development. They're intentionally poisoning the Western youth.
We could also make the opposite argument though then, Ben, because if you're saying that, then we could also say that these same groups are suppressing. What if much more people are more concerned about what's going on in Gaza and Israel, but it's all suppressed, and so much shit about Israel is suppressed and cut out, and it's kept from and what would be, like a national.
What that is happening is on TikTok when Larry Ellison bought it, and it was for the sole purpose of basically stopping the public relations nightmare for Israel. So you can't have the same pro-Palestinian stance on TikTok.
I mean,
But again,
Israel is doing it for themselves.
Huge conflicts around the world that don't
there
get
are
nearly
more
the
atrocities
attention.
going on in Myanmar, Congo. I get that in Sudan, actually, more people died in all of this conflict in the same period of time. I give you that. But the argument is that why it's been hard to focus or overrepresented in the media is the fact that, again, none of this conflict that you mentioned in Myanmar, in Sudan, you name it, none of this actually been done by the contributed by the Americans or Europeans, taxpayers' money. This particular case about Israel and Palestine is that many people make this argument that a lot of these atrocities been done by the political impunity that a lot of countries, including the United States, provided to Israel, and that's why people are too vocal about it. And plus, the Israelis themselves, the IDF soldiers. They've done that by they actually in their TikToks themselves. They've actually shown what they've done in Gaza. A good example of that, very infamous tourist example of that, wearing underwear of the women's, and a lot of videos coming out of it that they did pretty much they did it themselves. They shoot in their own foods by doing that. So,
but again, if we're talking about issues that facing the American general public or things that should get outsized. Yes, I agree with Glow that it's the social media algorithms in the West are very, very different than the social media algorithms.
Yeah, why do you think they're focusing on this Gaza thing and this fake identity?
It's easy to divide.
Because they don't want to tell you what is going on actually in countries where there's Muslims doing jihad and stuff. Otherwise, they will tell you that Iranian women are getting raped in prisons right now as we speak. The ones that are virgins get raped so they don't go to heaven before they get executed. They don't tell you that because they're trying to deflect attention to another part of the world. And then they do it with fake news as well. A lot of it, if you look it up, there's no reliable source of it ever happening even. A lot of these reports, it's China and the Islamic Republic that are pushing this on our social media platforms.
I mean, this is what the isolationist standpoint just doesn't fly with me. Like, it just doesn't. Like, this idea that the United States is going to retreat within her own borders and not give a shit about the rest of the world. The rest of the world is not doing that. The rest of the world is actively trying to undermine our interests, and they're actively looking out for their own interests, as, quite frankly, they should. Like, they should.
I mean, you don't have to actually rely on the social media like TikTok to know what's going on, for example, in Gaza. All you have to do, you need to have a membership.
So what, you fucking idiot? Tell me something. Israel to Gaza from Egypt.
Okay.
Why Gaza don't try to break into Egypt? They belong to Egypt. Why they trying to break to Israel? Why try to break back to where they came from?
Moderator.
It's very simple thing.
Oh, look, our other friend is back too.
Look,
Exactly. This is my suggestion too. The important Egypt is solution.
You don't actually
Again,
have
I try to steer these conversations away
Well,
from
I mean,
the same fucking topic that this ultimately
You
comes
don't
off
have to
to, which is
social
the
media.
origin of the conflict in the Middle East and whose side are you on.
If you're trying to do that, then don't give
Yeah, I appreciate it, Ben. I appreciate it. I thought the discussion of like how our the social media I actually would really love to have I'd really love to have that discussion. Maybe not right now, Matt, but in the future. I'm very interested how much of what we believe and what we're focused on is our own thoughts versus others' thoughts. And if you really believe it, if you say you're so aware of it, is it concerning to you or not? Or what are you doing to mitigate it?
I mean, Dima, just to downplay what happens in Gaza to just the social media reels. I mean, it's just very unfair.
I'm not downplaying
What you got to understand is that all you need to have is just the aerial image of before 7th of October and today. You don't need to follow any social media like TikTok to know what happened. Literally, it's been leveled down. I mean, you got to understand, you don't need to be like in some reels in TikTok to know what's going on there. I mean, literally, I've checked personally the aerial image of Google, or pay only $10 a month to see what happened. It's literally been leveled down. I mean, you don't have to be like.
That's what happened when you break into a sovereign country. That's what happened. There is consequence to your action. There is consequence to your action.
I know nobody's asking me for my advice, but I'm going to give it anyways. As I log off for a couple of hours, go out, touch grass, associate with your neighbors. Like seriously, like I understand that this stuff is like. All of this stuff is very, very important. The global scale is very, very important, and also so is your own community. Like we talk so much on Clubhouse about global affairs and things around the nation and around the world, and it's again, these things are important, but so is like just a friendly reminder. Again, PSA: nobody needs to listen to this. I don't give a shit whether you do or don't. But seriously, it's better for the world. Go out, like associate with your neighbors. Like go touch grass. Go shake some.
100%. Mind your own business.
Well, yeah, mind your own business, but also like don't mind your own business. Go get involved in other people's business, but go get involved in people's business within your community. Like
you're absolutely right. I'm with you on that. But you cannot make the world around that. No Jews, no news. There is other news also.
Sounds like the only way to solve that problem is for there not to be any Jews around you.
PP, you short and stinky. Shut the fuck up, cunt.
We still have X. Elon Musk is not Jewish. We still have X.
Yeah, and he's saying he has some valid points. Elon Musk has very valid points. Like, you need to listen to that guy.
That whole Economist sit-down interview was quite shocking to see.
Which one are you referring to, Al?
The magazine, The Economist, interviewed Elon Musk.
Was that recently?
Yep. The full length has been released, I think, starting yesterday on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing in its entirety. But it's essentially a constant criticism about Western ideals, having strong borders, immigration policy, what's wrong with Europe, what's happening in London is very bad. And The Economist has sort of a London base. So it was interesting. There was a lot of clips of it going viral on X at first, but now they finally released the full interview.
Interesting that Elon has so much to say about politics. Interesting. I'm gonna check it out.
He's a very smart businessman, and he's very intelligent. As we know, he has Asperger's. He's extremely intelligent. He knows what he's saying. He really does. You should definitely scroll back like from a year ago and see what he has to say.
I mean, the same argument was made before launching this SpaceX stock, which is less worthless. I mean, $110 started $130. So I don't know. It didn't go well with launching new stock.
Yeah, same thing happened with Tesla, and then it survived. A lot of people were predicting the failure of Tesla back in the day, but somehow pulled through.
So, what do you think about the title change? Does anybody think there could be peace in the Middle East or no?
No, because Jews and Muslims are living there, and those two cannot live together peacefully and or around other people peacefully. So no, the answer is no.
I mean, the answer is very clear. United States needs to focus in America first. It's a domestic problem, and not to escalate to play its hands in Middle East. It's just too much money just been wasted in the past 25 years. It's time to go back home and focus in America, Americans' economy, focus the Atlantics rather than focus in the Middle East, which has always been a chaos, and leave the Middle East to the Middle Eastern people.
Can you imagine Soren being your neighbor? I mean, how can you live with somebody like that in the Middle
is
East?
so worried about the American
Pepe,
economy.
let me ask you a different question. You said as long as Jews and Muslims living together, there will never be peace. But let me ask you a different question. Are Jews killing the same number of Jews that the Muslims are killing Muslims?
No.
Okay, so what is the problem?
Oh, what I was saying is I don't think Jews and Muslims, and I'm just going to be 100% forthright.
No, the question is, where is the problem in the Middle East?
Sure.
That's the question.
I would say with Christians,
but the Muslims are killing the Jews and the Muslims. So
no, what you guys are different. I would say it's a different. I'm not comparing you guys to Muslims.
No,
You guys
Russian Jews.
You're a lot different.
Russian Jews.
You got to be careful with that, Rafi, though, because we could use the opposite. Actually, we could say Jews are killing more Muslims.
Not the Russians. Russian Jews. They are the problem.
Yes, I would say this. The problem.
You're ignoring the situation. That is the problem. This is the main problem that everybody's avoiding to actually understand that the Muslims are killing Muslims. Muslims are killing Jews. It's nothing to do with Jews. It's a problem with Muslims.
But then who is handling it?
No, but the whole point of what I was saying, is, can you think of a time that wasn't short-lived, where Jews existed with Christians or Muslims?
Yes.
It was always short-lived.
In the Middle East, before
The
1979.
Z generation can. The last generation couldn't. The Z generation can.
Hold on, let her go.
The current generation can. What the
Hold
last
on, Peter.
generations knew.
I want to hear what Glow is saying. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Before 1979, and all the way across history, Iran had kings. Iran has always been a friend of the Jews. During the Second World War, we took in a lot of those Jews. During the Holocaust, we don't interrupt me when I'm speaking. When I'm speaking, you keep your lips together.
Want to fight Jews in that history? You are lying. You don't know.
No, it's you and the Nazi regime. You and your Nazi regime that you are supporting.
You are also Jewish.
Doing that.
You are also Jews.
I'm not Jewish, in fact. Anyway,
True. That's true.
Can you push him down so I can actually speak? Because he's going to, I know he's going to interrupt, like for.
Go interrupt. Let her finish. Go ahead.
I know him. He's a hardcore IRGC supporter idiot. Yeah, so we took in a lot of Jewish people fleeing the Holocaust during the Second World War. After a while, like they stayed in Iran for a while. After a while, our king helped them to return to Jerusalem. And we also took in other Jewish people from the Middle East that were being prosecuted in other countries. And also they were to return to Jerusalem. If we even go back to the time of the Old Testament, you can read it in the Old Testament, the Iranic people, Persian people, they saved the Jews from Babylon, and them to return to Jerusalem. That is that, and our king was always good to the people of the book. Would it be Christians or would it be Jewish people?
I mean, it is very true.
Had peace. Well, yes, we had peace up until this Islamo-fascist, Islamo-Nazi regime.
Hang on a second. Look, she's absolutely. Okay,
So are you telling me that if I go look right now, I'm not going to see every century, there's going to be large swaths where Jews, where second-class citizens are treated poorly?
No. I mean, even if you go to Iran post 1979, it's a part of Iran's constitution. It should be at least one Jewish person of the Jewish faith actually representing in the parliament. If you go to Tehran today, you will see the kosher butcher shop, a kosher hospital, and a 13th active synagogue, which one of them sadly been destroyed by Israel 3 months ago. So it is true what she said, but she wanted to end that good relationship with Jews up to 1979, where I disagree. I think even up to today.
Fucking bitch liar! Actually, go to Egypt.
Everyone knows you're lying.
Go to Egypt.
Anyway, to get back to my point, while I got interrupted by Pepe. As you can see
by
right now,
Pepe, not by Pepe.
If you go
by
to
Pepe.
if you go to the page of the biggest opposition leader, our leader, the latest son of the Shah, Reza Pahlavi, you can see that he went too high. Shut up when I'm speaking. What the fuck?
Exhaust.
Anyway, you can see that he visited the Jewish people and he got a beautiful present from them. And we and the people of Israel and the Jewish people will be very happy to open the greatest Israeli embassy in Tehran and a great Iranian embassy in Israel in Tel Aviv.
There's always an embassy.
We will see that day will come very soon, and I'm very happy.
There is actually an embassy.
That is going to happen, and we will finally have peace in the Middle East.
I mean,
God bless the United States of America. God bless Israel. And God bless the Iranian people for fighting with their blood for freedom.
I mean, there's actually an embassy.
God bless them.
It's called Palestine embassy.
They don't want to hear it.
I mean, maybe.
Oh, he's so sad. He's so
It's
bad.
never gonna be a Palestine. It's never gonna be Palestine. You can die like a cunt. It's never gonna be a Palestine. You're nothing by a cunt, Soren. It's never gonna be Palestine.
Maybe my question should have been, do we want peace in the Middle East?
I mean, absolutely, Israel.
At this point, I don't.
I mean, Israel definitely does not want to have a peace, particularly this fugitive Netanyahu, which is wanted by ICC for war crime. He does not want a peace in the Middle East because that's against his, the odds of become in other terms of prime minister. I mean, he wants to actually perpetuate this war and hostility.
How about I make you a deal? How about this? Like, if Netanyahu was locked up, put in prison, whatever method.
Where he belongs to the Hague.
How about you strike a deal? Like, would you back off? Like, if there is a deal, exactly like the deal that we had with the fascist apartheid regime of South Africa, which amongst themselves they decided to end this apartheid system so that the white and blacks would live equally. If there's such a deal comes to effect,
in 2003, Ehud Barak, it was not Netanyahu, Ehud Barak and Ehud Olmert and Tzipi Livni offered all of that to the so-called Palestinians.
How about the Palestinians?
I'm talking, you shut the fuck up. When a Jew talk, an Arab sit quiet, stay quiet. Don't forget that.
And when the Christians talk, you both need to shut the fuck up before you guys get big.
Listen, Pee, you are nothing but the Pee, yellow and stinky.
But
you understand, Oompa Loompa? You understand, Oompa Loompa?
Let Shuki go. Wait. Let Shuki go. Hold on, Soren. We gotta have back and forth. Go ahead, Shuki.
And you still refuse. It was offered to you guys, and you still refuse. That means that you don't want.
No, because Jerusalem was not addressed in that deal. You got to be fair. You're not talking about the capital.
No, that's not true.
Anyway.
You are a liar. You are a liar.
So you were willing to give up Jerusalem.
Jerusalem was offered to you by Ehud Olmert.
What was the deal about Jerusalem?
97% of the land was offered to you.
I'm talking about Jerusalem. What was that deal?
Included is, no, you're not going to get all Jerusalem. You have zero chances for that.
That's what I'm saying.
For you.
Did not want to
Jerusalem.
That's what that deal was.
Jerusalem for over 3,000 years belonged to the Jews.
That's why your so-called
you can sleep. You can wake up. Your choice. Either you're going to sleep, either you're going to. That's all it's going to be. And it's going to be like that forever. You're never going to get it not belongs.
I understand, but you were saying that there was a good deal.
Now, after October 7, you're not going to get nothing, Soren. You're not going to get nothing ever. Remember, you always
should have took the deals. 12, 13 times should have took the deals.
13 times.
Yeah, but
exactly.
You don't want peace. You want
to bullshit, Soren, and nobody wants to listen to you.
I understand, like the fact that you said that there was
good that you understand. Let's see when you're gonna be able to start to digest it.
No, but
understanding it's not enough.
I didn't make that assertion. You made that assertion that on the Ehud Barak, you proposed a good deal to the Palestinians. Obviously, did not address the question of Jerusalem. So that was not a good deal for Palestinians because you wanted to take the Jerusalem a capital. So fairly, Palestinians did not accept that.
You rejected 13 times. 13 times.
Yeah, but Jerusalem is the capital. I mean, you didn't even say the eastern part of Jerusalem belongs to Palestine. You said, no, the whole Jerusalem belongs to us. Exactly what you said.
100%.
So Palestinians not going to accept that.
So there's no deal at all.
Check.
Yeah.
Check codes of war in the international law.
Turkey takes the exhaust out of your
Ricky, come out of the safe room. You're a matrix.
Property. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's that simple. You don't
So no deal. There's literally no deal that anybody on stage here can figure out between both groups here. Like there's not
There is
one.
a deal. They can go to Egypt, where they belong, where they came from. Their birth certificate is Egyptian. It's very old from now.
Let me ask the Christians here. I want to ask Christians the president. No, but I have a serious question.
Shut the fuck up.
The Christians, would you guys support another crusade? These guys are killing each other. I think we need to take control of the Holy Land again.
Shut the fuck up, PP. PP, you have no right.
Right. Okay, Shuki, you kind of the matrix a little bit. So you're saying if Egypt were to open up and allow this,
Nothing by the
yeah,
they are Egyptian citizens.
I mean,
That's what it was between 1948 and 1967 until Egypt opened a war against Israel and Israel conquered the land.
if that's the case, the Ashkenazi Jew would need to go back to Eastern Europe. That's where they belong.
No,
If
absolutely not. You can check each one. You can check each one DNA, and they have Belavan DNA.
Come on, you
That's not the case. No, that's not the case. Israel did not start the war in 1967. Israel does not start the war in 1948. Israel did not start the war in 1956. Don't you get it?
I think, Shiki, you're doing a great job for this conflict. People like you doing a great job because you actually live in Texas, where you belong. I mean, you left the Middle East, you did the right decision, and I want you to encourage others to do the same thing as you did, and the problem would be solved.
Listen, good try, unsuccessful as usual. You're a Muslim. There is no chance for you to override the Jew. Don't get 4 children over there. 3 grandchildren.
No, I don't want to.
So I left.
I believe in democracy. You did the right decision. You made a right decision to leave.
Told you.
Is he in the matrix or
I'm
just
just saying, encourage other people to do the same thing.
You're in the matrix. Shuki, I think you're in the matrix. Is that just me, guys, or no?
Shuki, you're in the matrix.
Don't know what it is.
I had to mute him.
I mean,
It's just too much, but
I mean, obviously, he made the right decisions to leave.
Okay, that's fair, that's fair.
I think
Pepe.
the problem would be solved. People like Shuki do the
Pepe,
right
you got a
thing,
question?
leave the region.
Yeah, what's
the
your
problem would
question?
be solved.
Pepe, you're saying bring back the crusade? Is that what you're just making a
Yeah,
claim
so
about?
imagine you have cathedrals and churches everywhere, and there's no fighting, there's no wars, because everybody is going to behave, because we'll have white Christian men patrolling the whole place. And Jews will still live in their own separate safe space, and the Muslims can live in their separate safe space, and they won't even get a chance to attack each other. I think that's the best thing we can do.
Damn. Okay.
Damn.
I'm just trying to solve this. Go ahead, Glow.
I don't know what to say. I wanted to say something, but then I just, I'm just gonna let it go because it's so ridiculous. I don't know what to say.
Well, did anybody? Soren was the only one to answer my question about do we want peace in the Middle East? I'm assuming everybody on stage here wants it. Would that be a fair statement or no?
Right now on this stage, yes.
After Mullah.
After Mullah, Peter? Okay.
Yes,
Go ahead,
not
Glow. You.
before.
Yes, the majority of Iranians want peace, and
Thank you very much.
This is out of the occasion, and you're going to see how fast you have peace.
Wow.
How fast you're going to have peace.
peaceful.
Okay, Pepe, do you want peace in the Middle East at all? Like,
Who, me?
Is that something? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. These people are just they need Lord Jesus Christ. They both rebuke him. So they're going to live. They're going to live in hell in the Middle East until Jesus comes back.
Wow. BB, are you there by any chance?
I am here. I am coming.
BB, do you want peace in the Middle East?
I think when this regime goes, I think this IRGC, especially the Shia branch of Islam, I think they are troublemakers. I think when Iran gets caught, IRGC gets caught back, I think a lot of it will go away. And I think the other countries, the Gulf countries, they've kind of been ready for peace for a long time. And so, yeah, I have hopes for this. I think like once Iran and Israel figure out their problems, I think that will be the road to a much more peaceful Middle East.
That'll be the breakthrough, BB? That'll be the breakthrough? That's awesome.
I think so. I think so because it's like, to be honest, it's the main problem at the moment.
Right. Himothy, are you around on your mic there at all? Or nothing?
Yeah, I'm here.
What are your thoughts? Do you think there'll ever be peace in the Middle East, or do you want it even? I mean, you can just say, I don't even care, I don't even want it. Go for it.
I mean, I think, to be honest, man, I definitely want peace. You know what I mean? But I don't think there will be peace, man. I don't think there will be peace globally. I don't think peace is such a thing, man. It's extinct.
It's over, huh? I was afraid of that. I don't think there's any going back, maybe. I don't know.
Timothy is smart.
Beaver, what do you...
I'd like there to not be peace in the Middle East for about another 24 months, if that'd be okay.
Squiggly, you're thinking 24 months there will be peace in the Middle East? Is that what you're thinking?
No. I'm hoping that there's not peace in the Middle East for the next 24 months, because at the moment, 5-star hotels in the UAE do us for less than $100, and we get access to all of the people that we need to do deals with no competition. So, yeah, from that perspective, yeah, keep on bombing.
Wow.
That's a different take. Cheaper hotel prices, Glo? What do you think, man?
Well, I mean, yeah, why not? Cheaper hotel prices. I mean, the people of Iran are also cheering it on. They're saying, hit him harder, hit the IRGC harder. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. People that are there are not really afraid of the U.S. and Israel. They're actually, so I get it. They're more afraid of this regime.
Area if they didn't buy their military on.
I want to get to Pepe's point. We already have a lot of Christians that are underground and they're not coming out because, execution will follow if you openly convert to another religion. I believe that when the day comes, I hope they can finally practice their religion openly, freely, and convert to Christianity openly.
I'm very, very depressed by this, that we can't have peace.
Man, I think whenever you have greed, you can't have peace. And I think as civilizations, there's always going to be greed, bro. So I don't think you will never have complete peace.
So where there's greed, there will always be a need to have, I guess, quote unquote, violence, right? That's kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, Israel wants to be safe, but I do think they want to be, they do want to have a lot more leverage and power than, they have already. I mean, it's not, you have to think about that. The other countries would have to compete with them. And with that kind of dynamic, I don't know that things can truly be peaceful.
If they can, they would. But they can't. You will see.
Peter.
War is not altogether a bad thing.
Peter, what is your solution, kind of, to this issue in your mind? How do you bring peace?
Okay, my solution is that sane people need to proxy each side, then sanity overcomes, and those people who want to bark and fight would be marginalized in their backyard and they can slur as much as they want. The same minds and educated minds. I don't know how to point myself out. Thank you.
The problem is anti-Semitism. Without anti-Semitism, there would not have been the invasion on October 7th, 2023, and similar incursions into Israel. They're all based on anti-Semitism, just like the Holocaust in mid-20th century was based on anti-Semitism, just like the college campuses in the United States have been in a state of uprising since October 7th, based on anti-Semitism. Without anti-Semitism, there'd be a lot better chance of peace.
Interesting. So it's anti-Semitism that fuels what is going on now, is your claim, right, Devin?
Did you just
because we need a secular or laic government.
I just want to confirm what I heard. Yeah.
Because we need some kind of out of religious politics. For example, secular or laic kind of governance. But in the current regime, it is impossible. And the same people needs to describe this to the people of each side, and those needs to be culturally adopted. For example, when you want to talk about Iranian people who are sensitive about religious, they need to understand how this is not contradictory with their religion, to put politics out of the, to religious and religious out of politics. So this is something that is not possible to be done just by force, just by elimination. It needs also some stories. And in these stories, somebody who are sane and educated need to help. Thank you.
I mean, how important is the Middle East? Like, I mean, I know for a lot of people, it's, maybe their second home, what have you. But for most of the populace, like the other people in the world, I mean, if we just let the Middle East be the Middle East, and how do you think that would turn out? Like if the U.S. just completely got out of everything and let everybody just kind of do their thing, what does that look like in 10 years?
There won't be any Saudi Arabia and Israel anymore because Mullah will swallow both of them. I promise you. You need to look afterwards. You need to look Middle East.
They would end up on your doorstep.
So
they will end up on your doorstep in the United States.
So you're positive that?
Yeah, I don't think that would happen. I think we would.
Listen,
you're very
soon, anytime soon.
Years.
That is not possible for the next century for them to United States. But they would punch all of your allies, main allies in region like Saudi Arabia, Israel, and things.
So
Egypt needs it would be necessarily engaged into the new war, and Egypt needs to defend Saudi Arabia, and that would be some kind of real shit.
That'd be interesting to watch. Glow, would when you say you end up at our front door, you're talking about a mainland invasion, or what does that look like? Are you talking about terrorist attacks? I don't know what you're referring to.
Yeah, no, they will just. I mean, they can just migrate to your countries. They can just legally migrate to your countries. If they can't do it legally, they will find a way illegally. There are plenty of ways. They will come up and they'll end up on your doorstep.
I have a question.
I'm not done speaking yet, though. They will end up controlling your politics because they're completely embedded into your system. That's already happening, by the way. I mean, you gotta open your up. Yeah, Mamdani, for example, you gotta open up your eyes and look around. You can see Nayak in the United States, which is an Islamic Republic lobby. Nayak is funded by the Islamic Republic through Qatar. These pro-Palestinian protests are funded by the Islamic Republic of Iran as well. even by these UNRWA stuff that people were donating money to UNRWA, didn't go to the right causes either, went to terrorism and other propaganda, terrorist propaganda.
But I won't let it to be expended that much because we would set Mullah on fire. The fire is something that is inevitable because Iranian people live in between of Mullah, and we can put the whole cities on fire, but it is not the point yet. If you pull out, then we would put all of our cities on fire to get clean.
Right. Peter, I got a question for you. I'll get back to you in 1 second, but I want to go to Charlemagne. Charlemagne,
yeah,
what were you now?
My question to the beautiful Persian monarchist baddies in the room. My question would be, my question would be, like, how do you guys feel about Zionists or Jews rather who call the former Shah an anti-Semite?
You know the current ones.
In every ethnicity, in every country, you have some people saying some things. I'm not going to judge a whole nation based upon some Jews say some things or some Christians have said this.
You know what Mohammed Reza.
It doesn't matter. What matters.
Why are you crashing out?
Is peace between the two nations.
Okay,
and I know
fair
exactly
enough.
what you're going to refer to right now. But he criticized both parties, and when you're finished, I'm going to respond.
No,
to
he
you
said the
with what he
Jewish
said
lobby
about the
controls
other party as
America.
well.
He said. He
No,
said the
he
Jewish
didn't
lobby
say
controls.
they
He did say
control
that.
it.
He said
Yeah, he did say that. He said the media's. He said the banks.
The banks. Yep.
And he said media is plural.
Hey, listen, say it the right way. Can we play the clip? Can I play the clip?
Let's play the
Because they're
clip.
twisting
I
it.
actually don't even know this. I want to hear this.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
play the
it.
clip.
Let's put it this way: what Reza says in that video is no different than what Nick Fuentes says. Let's just put it.
Yeah, but it was also like obvious, like who largely owned the fucking media, and Jews, especially in the fucking 70s, and the 70s in particular, is with they had peak ownership. So it was almost 80% of the media.
I can't play it.
He specifically said they control the foreign policy of the United States.
Maybe mod, that's true. Can I mod you and then you play it? Then I got to unmod.
I got it.
You got it?
I think I got it.
Don't mod. Okay.
I got it. Here you go.
Find it, book it, make it yours.
We're waiting.
Yearly pilgrimage to the Shah's palace in Tehran to canvass the royal view of assorted topics. Among them, a presidential election. He clearly favors Ford, though he won't say so publicly. Surely, Your Majesty, you're not telling Jewish lobby in the United States pulls the strings of the presidency.
Not entirely, but I think even a little too much, even for Israel interests.
See, he says the Jewish lobby in the United States, not entirely, just pulls the strings a little too much, even for Israel's interests.
Yeah, but saying that nowadays would consider you an anti-Semite.
Yeah, that is true.
You have an Iranian lobby. Listen, you have an Islamic Republic lobby.
I heard you call
in the United States as well,
on this app for saying
and they push people around as well.
Yeah, but you call us anti-Semites, even you.
That doesn't mean he's anti-Semitic.
Okay, so we all agree then.
Anyway, let's go to how he criticized the Palestinians as well.
But why don't you play the rest of it where he says he controls the media and the
rest of it?
Do you think the Jewish lobby in the United States is too powerful for the interests of Israel?
I think so. Sometimes they are disserving the interests of Israel because they're pushing around too many people.
How do you mean pushing around?
Well, pressuring, they have many means at their disposal. They are putting up pressure on many, many people. And at the end, I don't think that it will even help Israel.
Why, if this is true, why would the President of the United States pay attention to that lobby?
They are strong.
Strong in what sense?
They are controlling many things.
Controlling what?
Newspapers, medias,
Your Majesty.
banks, finances, and I'm going to stop there.
Well, now wait just a second. You really do believe that the Jewish community in the United States is that powerful? They make the media reflect their view of foreign policy?
Yes.
They do not report, we do not report honestly?
Don't mix things, please. I don't say the media. I say in the media they have people.
In the media, they
Not
have
the entire
people.
media.
Not the
Some
entire-
newspapers
they
will
don't
only
control it.
reflect the
nuance.
In the banks, in the media,
Yeah,
they have people working there.
He's
You have
providing
every kind of people
nuance.
working.
He's clarifying.
Yeah, you have every type of people in every type of sector. He's just saying that the people that are there.
The Jews absolutely dominate. They own the largest. So when it comes to all three broadcasting stations, ABC, NBC, CBS, they had those. They had the New York Times. They had the Washington Post. They had the Atlantic, I believe. You had like in other words, all of the main vesicles of the press back then, before the fucking internet, was literally owned by Jews, and their editorial boards were were largely led by Jews as well. So,
so
yes, they absolutely hold on. But they absolutely could shape the narratives they wanted in favor of being, for example, pro-Israel. That is an absolute fact.
It's nonsense, and then I can also
How is
say
it
that the
nonsense?
Democrats
All he did was provide a nuance, and he says that there are people, there are Jews,
undeniable
in the
I can
media
make the same.
who have
I can make the
tremendous
same argument about the Democrats controlling media.
They literally were the majority.
Interest. They don't report on anything else.
Well, you could say that.
What is
You
in
could
there?
talk about the Democrats, but the Jews who do have influence in the media are majority left wing. That's just a fact.
Anyway.
For example, the owner of CNN was a Jew.
Both sides.
He got 5 times married.
Okay, but let me ask you a question.
Hold on. Let me finish what I'm trying to say for
But you love
hours.
hogging the stage. You don't want to have a conversation. I'm asking you a question. If Reza was in one of these rooms that you hang out in on Clubhouse and said what he said, you would call him an anti-Semite along with your other Jew friends.
No.
Yes, you would.
He's criticizing both parties. He also did so for the Palestinians. He said the Palestinians, if there's any, let me play the rest of it.
Who are Jewish. Are you suggesting that the New York Times is biased in its treatment of the question of Zionism, Israel's existence, the United States' relationship with the Arab world?
I will have to put all the articles of the New York Times written on this subject and roll the computer. You can put this to the computer and it will answer you.
What you're saying is that yes, you do believe.
Well, let's wait for the answer of the computer.
Washington Post.
The same.
The networks.
Yes.
I must say you are speaking with your characteristic candor.
Yes, if you like. I try to be candid. I have always been.
He was even-handed in his candor. Next, he turned to the Palestinians.
The Palestinians obviously had the sympathy of many, many people, almost all the countries in the world, persecuted people, stateless people, looking for a home or something. You know, exactly like the sympathy that the Jews had. They're searching for a home.
Right.
But our good friends must know that there is only a limit to where they can go and bully the world.
Bully the world?
Yes, by terrorism and blackmailing and this and that.
You know perfectly well, Your Majesty, that the leaders of the Arab world find the Palestinians as much a problem almost as the Israelis do. Isn't that a fact?
What I can say is that they should really open their eyes, reassert their situation. And if there is a hierarchy and someone there in command
of the Palestinians, you mean?
Of the Palestinians, to start a new policy, because the actual one is going to lead them nowhere.
With whom do they really have understanding? With Assad, with Sadat, with Hussein?
That's a very good question.
They have none with any of these leaders?
Not to my knowledge.
And they seem to be out of control.
It seems so today.
And what about the Arab leader who supports the Palestinians, the terrorists, with his oil money, Muammar Gaddafi of Libya?
He's crazy.
You really believe that?
Oh, yes. No doubt the man is absolutely irresponsible and crazy.
We moved on to the subject of Iranian money and tales of monument.
See?
Okay, all that you showed was that he was a very neutral and pragmatic and nuanced person.
Yeah.
That's all. But what I'm saying is his position and what he said about the Jewish lobby in America would get him blacklisted and called an anti-Semite in today's modern discourse.
Yes, it would. Yes, you can look it up. They say it's old anti-Semitic trope to say that the Jews, quote unquote, control or run the media. But this is like, and people get bullied and scared out of even mentioning something, even though it's factually true. There is an extreme overrepresentation of Jews when it came to ownership and basically the being members of the editorial boards on in media over the centuries. That is just a fucking fact.
Mandani changed the law on what is considered anti-Semitism just recently. So
no, that was considered anti-Semitism for decades.
He's a mayor. Mamdani is not a diplomat. He's a mayor.
Glow, you can do all the mental gymnastics that you want. You're not going to be able to reconcile what you've said and done on this app. And I mean, look, you're covering up. Why can't you just accept it?
I actually told you that the thing you were claiming was more nuanced. You said that he said that they control the whole media and all the banks and this and that. And that was not what he said. He said they have people working there, just like you have people, Christians working there, just like you have Black people working there, just like you have Buddhist people working there.
Well, I don't hold that position either, that the Jews control every aspect of the media entirely.
I could also say
but what I'm saying is that there is tremendous Jewish influence in the media.
Yeah, she's putting words in your mouth. You did not say that they control.
For example,
you just mentioned what he said, how it would be considered anti-Semitic today, which it absolutely would have. Like, they say it's an anti-trope, and they try to, they play all kinds of rhetorical games with you. The fact that, yes, AIPAC has way too much fucking leverage over our Congress. Barry Goldwater's brought it up. Bill Clinton's brought it up. Richard Nixon has brought it up. So is what the fuck is his name? The fuckface that was when Iran's when they Jimmy Carter. I mean, everybody's mentioned this,
even
and
President Obama.
How much they had one. They polled all of Congress, and this was like the late '90s, and they asked when it comes to operationally, which lobbies wield the most power, and it was AIPAC and AARP.
Well, Pepe, even President Obama wrote about this in his autobiography, and Trump said the same thing, but for different reasons, of course.
Yeah, he was bragging.
He laments when Israel had full spectrum dominance over Congress, and he was talking about how it's a bad thing that Israel no longer has that control.
No, there's people like us that obviously do not think it's healthy that is the case, mainly because they can try to push for foreign policy that
just because
serve
it's highlight how
at our
much of a
expense.
retard you are. That's why you don't like it. That's because it's highlight how much of a stupid you are. That's the issue.
No, I don't want Americans. I don't want American lives or their resources being abused and used in the interest of Israel. That's all. It's really that simple.
No, you're just an idiot, a useful idiot, actually.
So,
very soon you're going to have a Jewish president.
Is Mohammed
what are you going to do then?
Is he an anti-Semite, Glow? Just a question, yes or no?
No, I don't believe so. No,
I think
but
the people you surround yourself with on this app would call him an anti-Semite.
You have, listen,
say it right now. You would disagree with them.
When was that?
You have all the rights to criticize a certain people when you're not attacking them based on their religion solely. You're just saying that.
I don't think Reza did that, right?
I believe you're saying I mean you're not stating that it is true. Listen, you have to be careful with you. When you say they are controlling the whole thing, that's something else. When you're saying When you're saying
he never said that.
This is not a practice.
He only mentioned what Pavlovi said.
Yeah, the people that are working there is what he said. That's
no, we heard what he said. It was pretty clear.
He said they run the media, the banks, the finances.
Pepe, your ears are full VP. How you can hear? You cannot hear you.
What's up, Googles?
You need to listen to it again because honestly, you're not listening.
I'm just calling you.
No, it seems like you hear what you want
to
glow. It seems like
a hypocrite because whenever there's someone on this app who is critical of Jewish power and influence, you are quick to call them an anti-Semite, and yet you are a monarchist.
I have never said that.
The Shah
yes, you have.
The Shah has iterated these talking points before that you've condemned on this app.
There was nuance.
You're a hypocrite.
You did not listen to what he was actually saying.
You're insisting on this app. What is the problem?
Do you think nuance matters to the people who hurl the word anti-Semite at people?
No.
It used to work.
They came up with them. Why are you having this discussion
because
with me?
I see right through you.
Because
you're Jewish.
I am literally agreeing with you, and you're attacking me for what? What did I do to you?
Because I think you're a phony, and I think you're a hypocrite.
Because I want peace. Because I'm trying.
Well, you don't even live in Iran. You don't even live in Iran, but yet here it is. You're advocating for American Israel to fucking annihilate your own people.
Not necessarily anyone.
What the fuck? This is irrelevant. I was born in Iran, since
Bibi, stop
3 years ago. I am in Berlin.
I want to hear what Devin said.
Can't I comment on my homeland?
Devin, what are you saying down there, Devin?
You can comment on it, but I can't.
We don't really have a key right now. It's kind of slow, but maybe we'll have to.
Bully your way in there, Shar.
Hold on, we got to get Devin. Devin, go ahead. I guess we're doing a queue now. Great job. Okay, Devin, you going, and then Char. Devin, are you there?
Yeah. What's the question?
I don't know. I heard you come off mic. I thought you were replying to something. I don't know.
I should not come off the mic. Is that it?
Well, I mean, you come off mic, usually you're saying something, right? Or no?
I was saying something. Yes.
Oh, okay. You're doing something. Can you go on mute then? Like, okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, Char, go ahead. Take it.
All right, real quick. So, real brief, like this glow. This is what I don't understand with, two things, right? First and foremost, right, like if you want to just deal with American Israel, specifically Israel, right, they do not give a good goddamn about your people. And IRGC is not something to write home about as far as anything with any moral values. I'm not sitting up here saying that. But, the more I hear you guys talk, right, the more I hear that you guys have been indoctrinated by Israel and America, specifically Israel, and what they want you to think. Because you will sit up here and say, if somebody has a certain view that goes against what you guys believe in, which is there shouldn't be no intervention between Israel and America in that country, what you'll sit up here and call them, you'll call them anti-Semitic, even though you yourself are not Jewish people who like to hurl those misnomers around and shit. You yourself, right, will call these people, what do you guys call them? You call them liberals, and you're following the IRGC propaganda as if the propaganda over here in the West is not the biggest propaganda throughout the United States, especially when it comes to that state of Israel. So my thing is, I think what it is that you people like to hear an echo chamber. And when you don't hear that echo chamber and you hear contrary opinions, right? Certain things that are actually delving into actual facts, right? In actual empirical data, you guys don't want to hear it. You guys like to use this deflection tactic by saying that this guy, I don't know if you call Pepe this or whoever else was speaking, anti-Semitic, or talk down on them to try to make their information less valid. And that's a problem. And also too, and number two, and I'll land here, you guys will sit up here and root for the complete annihilation of your people just for you to see the IRGC fall. And to me, I think that is the most maniacal thing and the most dishonest thing that I hear, all you got Iranians that talk about this shit.
No, you
and the
only
thing
say
is,
that because
you
you
have
hate the Jews.
I don't shut up. Anyways, you're getting emotional, but I'm about to land. I'm about to land right here.
My country for.
I care more about your people than you do.
That
That's
care
a fact.
I
care more about you. No, it's for argument's sake, whether I hate them or
the
not.
language of your country?
So with that being said, I care more about them than you do. You want to see your whole people disintegrated.
Don't worry about my.
You want to see your people disintegrated.
Talking about the.
They are not safe people.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? You know what's so sick about it is that you the ones that talk about this, and I'm landing here while you're speaking over me. You guys are living in the United States or the UK, and you guys are living in the United States, UK comfortable in your own home, while your countrymen, your brothers and sisters, your Persian, Iranian brothers and sisters getting destroyed. You ain't doing shit about it, but then here it is, right? Here it is, and then here it is. You're sitting up here, and here it is. There are people over there that live in that country that don't want to see the intervention of the Israeli state in America fucking with their country. So to me, it's really about perspective. And I think that you guys have a biased perspective of all. So I land there. It goes cross.
One thing that I would say,
I would like to respond to that.
I want to respond after Glow. I'll respond after Glow.
Okay, Glow.
You would see whenever necessary.
Okay, so
Why didn't you just say
I will respond to blood.
Hold on. Couldn't you just say that, John?
Hold on, we'll go Glow.
Okay, so can I please?
We'll go Dominus and then Devin. You're gonna come off mic.
And Rudra, please.
When you're talking about Iran, when I'm talking about Iran, obviously I'm talking about the 52,000 people and 90% of the 94% something of the country that wants a break from this regime executing and massacring them every 2 years or so during protests. In January, they killed 50K of my people simply for basically protesting for basic human rights, like electricity, like running water, like the cost of living, food, the sanctions they put on themselves, the terrorist activities, the money being spent on proxy terrorist groups in the whole region, killing millions of people. And then after the United States threatened the regime that if they execute one more young Iranian, they would intervene. Of course, we Iranian people know that is not the only reason the United States is doing this. It is in the United States' own benefit, and our benefits align in that. My benefit, the Iranian people's benefit, and the United States and Israel's align in that matter. And the Iranian people said, listen, you want this regime gone, we want it gone, Israel wants it gone, we can do this together. We are your boots on the ground. We know that our blood will be spilled, and we are willing to spill our blood for this cause. So the United States interests, okay? This regime is going to come to an end. Whether the IRGC supporters and their families don't like it or do like it, it will come to an end. The United States benefit in all of this would be lower oil prices. It would be new business opportunities. That's why they're doing it. Reduce military spending in the region. Reduce military spending on Ukraine even. Listen, those Shahed drones that Iran makes cost $50,000 to make. The interceptors that are being delivered to Ukraine indirectly, because the United States delivers those to NATO, and then NATO gives them to Ukraine. Those interceptors cost $1 million. So for a $50,000 Shahed drone missile, you're using your $1 million interceptors. So when they stop the Islamic Republic from being able to do that, they reduce their military spending, the United States. It is in their absolute interest. And then we have
all these other interests that the United States can have, more stable global markets, transition costs, reduction in humanitarian aid. So there's a lot of benefits financially for the United States of America to be in this, and we know that. We know they're not just here for us, but for the benefit of the United States of America and for their own national security.
Right. I agree a lot with a bit of that, what you said there. There's some good parts to it. Dominus, go ahead. You're up.
Hey, thank you, Matt. Hope everybody having a good day, right? I want to touch on some of the points that I heard. The first will be what Charizard said. He made a statement that most people consider a lie or truth, and it was the Jews run the world. Now, it's an obvious lie, but when you psychoanalyze the statement, you realize it is a truth to that individual. And when you observe that, you can sort of realize everyone lives in their own world. You may be a gamer and play the game all day. You may be a doctor, be stuck in the hospital 12 hours or 16 hours out the day, and your life revolves around your immediate issues. Say like the doctor, he may feel his biggest problem is the insurance companies not allow certain patients to see him, or he not accepting certain patients. So when Charizard says the Jews run the world, he's basically saying he sees the Jewish world and they are thriving, and he wants to claim it. He wants it for himself. And that is what the problem is. No one knows how to stay in their own world, or they don't know how to craft their own world. Now, the Jews, they do their own thing. Everyone does their own thing. The Irish do their own thing. And everyone, if we want to think of peace in the Middle East, we need to ask ourselves, the Muslims want their world, the Jewish people want their world, but where do they have their agreements, their disagreements? And some things will never be agreed upon. So some things will never have peace. You cannot expect rapists to live in a society with a bunch of good people. There will always be ruckus.
Okay, you done, Dominus? You good? You landed?
Yeah, that was good.
All right, good job. Okay, actually, I didn't know. Devin, did you want to go, or did you want to skip that?
Yeah, one.
I think I was. And Rudy,
you want to go ahead of me? Go ahead.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead, Rudra.
Well, thank you for having me speak, first of all. I think that one thing, as the part of this room is concerned, right? So, can there be peace in the Middle East? I think that there's a phenomenon in economists called resource curse, which is unfortunately that the Middle East has a lot of resources. I don't think it's possible, because the more resources a place has, the more people they fight over that. I really don't think it's that much of a possibility. As far as what our brother Dominus mentioned, that do the Jews control this? I mean, listen, we have to accept the fact that probably there's some people that do that. I'm not saying any names, but there probably is, right? And because there's an vested interest in anything, when it comes to energy, when it comes to land, when it comes to crop, people want their stuff. And for that reason, there's going to be some places in this world which don't live peacefully. That's what we have to accept. And I'll end at that. Thank you.
All right, much appreciated. Char, you want to get back in or no?
Was it Devin's turn or? Okay, yeah, I want to.
Oh, I didn't know, Devin.
I'll go after Charizard. I'll go after Charizard.
Devin, did you want to come back in at all? I can't tell what you're doing. I don't know. Okay, I think he's silent. I think that answers that. Char, go ahead. And
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, go.
Devin, go ahead.
I mean, let me go ahead. One quick thing. It's not Jews that run the world, but it is anti-Semitism that runs the world. That's the generating force, generating everything that's going on. If people stopped hating Jews, this churning, I think, would slow down.
I actually have a question. How do you explain the threats by the advertisers to defund Elon Musk and X? His entire platform was under threat by advertisers. And how do you explain the congressional actions to make anti-Semitism a crime, to make speech about criticizing Jewish interests as a crime, as an act of Congress?
You can't legislate what people feel. It's not going to work. People have to get their own brains in order. They're wasting their time. They're afflicted with something called anti-Semitism. They can't even help themselves.
Okay, real quick, Devin, has there ever been an argument between a Jewish person and someone who agrees with that Jewish person without the word anti-Semitic used in between that conversation?
I would assume so.
Okay, I just want to clarify because that can't happen. And to me, I don't know. I'm not fully on board where it's 100% of the time where you can't have a conversation and then like that's claimed. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I don't know. I'm not there completely with you on that, but I hear where you're coming from.
Can I add something, Matt?
Yeah, go ahead, Dominic.
All right, Matt, hear me out, Matt. Look, I'm gonna make it real simple. And it's as if when we stand objective, we could get accused of prejudice and racism. So sometimes when I hear white people say certain things that I don't accuse them of racism, I just be like, oh, they was pretty objective, but a little harsh, right? They're a little honest, too honest. Now, say like if we look at a different group of people outside of the Jews, would it be wrong to say, oh, the black people are a group of people, and we observe the crafts and the fields that they tend to be productive in? And it would seem a little racist to say, yo, they do good in sports. They do good in entertainment. And they pretty well at it. And that's their craft. I don't know whether their parents taught them it or it was genetics, but they good at it and they dominate the field. But no one says, these blacks rule the world. No, because that form of industry does not really do that. It rules something else. It doesn't rule the world. It rules your passions. It rules your joy. It gives you songs and dances. Makes you want to watch a little gladiator, a little basketball. That's different. But now when you look at the Jews, they have a craft. It's not really dancing, not really playing basketball. Probably got a couple of them, but they ain't their motherfucking talent. But they have some talents and they have a craft. And some people are saying, no, that craft, it rules my world. That's the world I want to live in. That's my craft. But when we look at someone who has a craft, say like a carpenter, he makes wooden things. And we say, oh, that motherfucker's a carpenter. But if this person is not doing that, how can he claim to be in that field? You don't see Jewish people in a motherfucking police force rioting for fucking police rights. Not their motherfucking craft. So I'm just saying this is pure jealousy and envy, someone wanting something that doesn't belong to them. And they don't have the articulation to just say what they want.
All right, he's done. I was supposed to go next, but I'm going next now. So, this shit is just.
He was right. It's good.
Oh my God, and this retard comes off mic. So this is what really irritates me. Well, first and foremost, Jacobus the Jackass said that I believe that Jews run the world. I've said many times that Jews are a part of the branch of the Luciferian pyramid, but they are under the order of the Jesuits and the order of the Catholic Church and the Vatican. All right, and they don't run the bank. The Catholics do. I mean, if you're fucking,
You need fucking help, bro. Not too much on the Catholics. You're running a fine line there. Just be careful.
He's going you see, there you go. But yeah, I mean, look at the history of the banks and everything.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I know you are. I know you don't know shit.
Settle down.
And then he's got these guys getting emotional about not my opinion, but is an actual fact. But point being, though, so I just want to address that part. Number two, though, I'm just gonna hit a quick, very quickly, these misnomer fake terms like anti-Semitism, right? Well, the word Semitism goes back to the word Semite, which goes back to the word Hashem. And I'll just bring out just a quick couple definitions, right? In the etymology, because I get really tired of hearing this term being misused, because so it's like shit. If you say something that you don't like about whites, are you called anti-whites? Is there an anti-whiteism? If you're anti-black in certain things that they do, are you anti-black, anti-Asian? Like racist? Shit is retarded. Yeah, shut up, bitch. Anyways, Semite, a noun. So I just want to hit this part, right?
Hold on, Char. Hey, let him. Hey, Charmin, let him finish his talking. Wet back. You could go next.
Yeah.
I wasn't the one interrupting him, nigger.
You heard what he said, Charlemagne.
Who the fuck said that? Who the fuck said that, first of all?
Anyway.
Fuck you.
Hey, real quick. Everybody simmer down, I love using all kinds of derogatory terms. I collect them like an octopus collects fucking crabs when they eat them and shit. So,
man,
anyways,
then what are you doing?
It's a beautiful country.
Anyways, Semite, in the etymology, all right. And I just want to hit the first part, right there, because that's where ism is the compound to the word Semite, right? 1847, a Jew, Arab, Assyrian, Armenian. And apparently I saw the youth from 1797.
Pepe, go back to fucking Colombia, bitch. Sorry. Go back to Colombia.
Just everybody chill. I'm trying to hit some definitions. I'm going to go on mute.
I think you're boring.
Assyrians are Assyrians. They're not Arabs.
So now, it's just like people just don't have a function, right? Oh man, like the IQ level's going down. So I'm trying to just hit the. I know but man, you see this. So whenever something intellectual comes out, mental retardation comes out.
Matt, you gotta limit him. He's boring.
Just speed it up.
I'm trying to. Man, I'm trying to make a quick point though. I mean, off of a definition, because these guys keep using this retarded word, and anybody that has to use the word anti-Semite has a room temperature IQ of a 50, but that's how stupid this world has become. Semite, from etymology, I know you're too fucking retarded to read a dictionary. All right, 1847, a Jew, an Arab, an Assyrian, or Armenian. So we could just stop right there. So why the fuck are we sitting up here talking about anti-Semite? So if these guys are classified as Semites, how come we're talking about anti-Semite for one group of people? This is how fucking retarded you people are. This is the reason why some of you people need to just die in nuclear fire, because your brain is incapable of comprehension of fucking simple definitions. You can't even fucking flip open a page to read a definition. You want to call somebody a fucking name called anti-Semite. So that's my point, and I'm proving the point right now as people come off mic crying like bitches. You know what I'm saying? Little bitches and little retard. You know what I'm saying? These people need to go back to fucking grade school, because I guarantee you I can find an 8-year-old that can comprehend basic definitions better than these fucking adults that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. It's fucking retarded.
Can I get next? Can I go next?
Okay, Charlie, did you think?
Can I go next?
Okay, who's saying go next? Is that Dominus?
No, I'm Dominus.
Okay, is anybody else spoken? Not spoken? Just real quick. Hold on. Anybody else want to go?
Yeah. I just want to say that guy Shar has an identity crisis.
That's okay. That's a good point. That's a good point.
The angry Jews, man. Angry Jews.
Whatever your name is, I'll let you go after Dominus. Go ahead.
Oh, Dominus, you're not off the hook either. You have an identity crisis.
I ain't do nothing, bro. I ain't doing you. Shoot. You was the one that they told not to say nothing, and you got mad.
Both you guys are big boys anyway.
Settle down. Everybody settle down. Everybody settle down. What's my goal, bro? Come on,
I'm not
composure.
Technically, I'm not like a big.
You're acting like the previous person.
So may I go?
You're acting like the previous.
Yeah, you said you could. Yeah, after Dominus goes. Go ahead, Dominus.
Thank you, brother. I would just say this, yo. The individual that went before me is going through something, and what we need to realize is that when we speak of anti-Semitism, yes, we colloquially understand and referring to the Jews, but we are forgetting one thing in this world, that many other races, such as the Arabs or many type of European, they accepted two types of religion that has sort of relinquished their race. I believe it's in the Christian Bible. It says, there's neither Jew nor Greek nor Gentile. We are all one under Christ, right? So in their eyes, there is no race. So when they start accusing Jews of things, yes, it is anti-Semitism, even if they may be of the same stock, right? So now even the Muslims could be accused of that as well. Yeah. For their Arabs. So now, what we need to understand, so now, settle down, brother. What we need to understand is, when we speak of identity, we need to understand that daily, each and every one of you try to negotiate who you are. And in that, some of you want to be known as your occupation, of your families, your heritage, your genealogies, whatever it may be. But those who truly exist and are heard and articulate themselves in a way that others feel and get encouraged, these people have a different type of identity. It is based on their I and not their you. Not on things people find subjective in their shame and always conscious of how they're observed. So yes, Charizard, I'm gonna pray for you. I got you, bro. I'm praying for you.
Pray for yourself, this big boy.
Wait, easy, guys. Okay, Z, go ahead. Z, blah, whatever your name is down there.
Yeah. No, so I was gonna say, look, I'm someone who's of Iranian descent. Like, I know what's going on with the club. So first of all, the United States started this war because its petrodollar is in decline. There's Iranian people on Clubhouse going around saying that America didn't bomb Minob and the school children, and that the Iranian government themselves did it. So when you're talking to Iranians, I wouldn't take their opinions too seriously, because they don't understand. As many problems as the Islamic Republic has, it's the only thing standing in front of greater Israel. And this expansionism, like, goals that they have to take over from Nile to Euphrates and stuff, this is real stuff. This is stuff that John Mearsheimer, this is actual real stuff. John Mearsheimer and all these people have come out on podcasts recently and said the United States has lost this war, and that it's basically tit for tat. It's complete.
If I can go next, please, thank you.
You're talking to Iranian people on Clubhouse who are just sorry. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm not saying I know what I'm talking about, but you need to listen to the retired generals, people like John Mearsheimer, coming out on podcasts now. People that you think wouldn't even go on some like generic podcast like John Mearsheimer. He's an author who's anti-Semitism.
You said you don't know what you're talking about, so
hold on. I was next, please. I was next.
Wait. Dude, hold on 1 second.
Careful, sensitive. They're gonna throw you out of the synagogue.
One second. Who is this John? What was his again?
John Mearsheimer.
Mearsheimer.
He's a
very
professor.
knowledgeable about a lot of this shit.
Okay. B, do you know him at all or no?
What was that?
If I may speak, can I speak? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, carry on. I just want to double check.
The G keeps interrupting you, so I can't understand what you're saying.
Who's that?
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Oh, it's Rujo. Okay, go ahead.
No, first of all, Charlemagne, fuck you. And my second point here was that, do you understand that you had the Shah before, right?
His father was adept, but he accused the
I
Jews.
understand, brother. Listen, I mean, we love you.
Look at his son. His son's a cuck.
I know, but what I'm saying is that one form of tyranny was replaced with another.
It's not tyranny, dude. The United States has been meddling in that region.
That's my point. You're proving my point. Is that one form of tyranny was replaced with one other. Do you agree or not?
You are not proving shit, just for the record.
That should be yes or no.
I don't think that's very relevant here.
You're not putting that correctly. Just stay out of it and let someone that does know what they're saying.
I am not in a situation to answer this
Can I get in here?
Well, the Shah did have a reputation of throwing these insane parties while his people lived in squalor. I mean, it wasn't like exactly paradise.
No, but that's my point, right? So you think that you betrayed the American kind of impact in Iran, but it's not really the case, is it? Z, what do you think?
I don't think I don't think my opinion matters about that. I just said the
No.
facts, and look.
Then why are you talking if your opinion doesn't matter? Then why?
Let me just say this one last thing. If you're talking to Iranians on Clubhouse, you're getting a good representation of them in real life. I just want to say that. So pay attention to the kind of things they're saying. Pay attention to their these arguments about.
So you
Iran.
think? Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you think the Iranians that are currently on this Clubhouse don't represent Iran
No,
at
he
all?
says they do. He says they do.
They do. I didn't know if he was being sarcastic or not.
No, I wasn't being sarcastic.
Okay, so that's fair.
But aren't there nowadays we can access that by numbers.
My main point.
There are online people. Everybody has a handy.
But there's a lot of
Don't worry, you don't worry.
My main point here is that what matters in Iran is the oil, the energy that you provide the world, which is most important.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned the petrodollar was contested, correct? And that's why you had the revolution. In a way, is that correct, Z?
What revolution? The petrodollar.
Iranian revolution.
Kitover.
That's why the United States
Iranian
started
revolution.
this. It's not because they wanted to instance regime change.
But no, it's not. It's because of the United States benefit. As I said before, the United States would not start this war if there wasn't a huge benefit to it for them. We know
Mullah started
that
the
the
war.
By stealing the oil flow.
He did it because Israel,
United
because
States
he
of
came
America
to Israel.
Can I interject and say
benefit
something?
in this war because of the fact
Just to get in.
that right now, for example, you
Now
have
we finish by putting
the
them on
United
fire.
States.
We will set each other like
Peter, what are
gold
you doing?
Peter, let glow
to get
What are you
killing.
doing? What
It's
are you
fire.
doing?
They
You
are
see me
dirty to
speaking.
touch.
Peter, let
You need to
glow
kill نجسن باید با آتیش
No,
like
the glow goes on for like 5 minutes though.
No, it's
No,
like,
she does
We know
not.
that the United States delivers missiles to NATO. Sorry, I'm putting this wrong. Iran delivers missiles to Russia. These are $50,000 missiles. They're called the Shahid drones. They deliver these $50,000 to Russia, but the United States needs to deliver $1 million interceptors through NATO. Indirectly, he delivers them to NATO, and NATO delivers them to Ukraine. So it costs them a $1 million interceptor to stop a $50,000 missile. That's for one. Secondly, the United States sees huge financial benefit, as in lower costs of petrol when this regime falls, definitely. Less power going to China by deliverance because of the oil right now going through China. And they see a huge investments in the region. They see new business opportunities, reduce military spending in the region. More
Yeah, but
stable
if someone
global
affirms what you're
market.
saying from a
So
critical
we know
standpoint, you call them
Shut
crazy.
the fuck up!
that the United States would not
Dude, it
start
would be a
this
cold day in
war.
hell before I let a fucking Indian talk to me that way.
Charlemagne, I just did. What the fuck you gonna do, bitch?
Well, wait till I fucking find you and rip your fucking throat
Yeah,
out.
go ahead, fuck.
The United States of America would not start this war just because of anything else. They're doing this for their own benefit. They are.
One more
For their own
thing I wanna
financial
say.
benefit as well.
One more thing I want to
And
say.
right now, if you're going to say, we don't
Oh, wait,
want
hold on. Damn, I did not know I removed you, Matt. I don't know what the fuck just
I
happened,
was like,
man.
what happened? What did I do?
My bad, man.
No,
I'm
you're
putting
good.
myself down and pull me back up, man.
No, you're good, man. Don't worry about it, man. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Can you guys throw me in here?
Yeah, Viking. You actually, I was just gonna.
He just wanted to be top left. You ain't slick, bro.
No way, man. That's what I said.
He's stealing my room.
Move your ass down like a good boy.
20 seconds.
Like a good house.
Charlemagne, nobody fucking
All
talking
right,
to
all
you,
right,
fucking faggot.
Okay,
have 20
Viking's got the
seconds.
mic. Viking's got the mic. Go for it.
Yeah, I love when people take Mersheimer and misquote him and really didn't bother to read it. They just take like excerpts of his quotes because like he's a hypocrite if ever there was one. They can call him smart. He has his own philosophical viewpoints. But he's like when you read like Tragedy of Great Power Politics and his other books and his other works,
you can sit there and say like his big position is the best position for a nation is to become the dominant regional power. And he backs this up through every iteration he speaks on. And then he flip-flops and says, well, let me talk about the Israeli conflict. Let me talk about this. And he gives his takes. But in his writings, he talks that a regional power must succeed and be that it is to remain dominant, as well as understand that there is no government that exists that can prevent that regional power from seeking that dominance and retaining that if it has strong do so. So, and he states furthermore that regional power, including all regional powers, must maximize their power, their influence, and control over regionalities across the globe in order to maintain their people. So
yeah, but that doesn't mean that his entire analysis is flawed, though. I mean, I do agree. Like, he doesn't really implement his realist, like,
what is it, that anarchist globalism?
Because he'll support Russia's invasion of Ukraine, right, on the basis that Russia is well within the right to protect their regional, hegemony. But like, he'll take the opposite position when it comes to like Trump and Venezuela, right? Like, So yeah, I mean, I agree, but I don't think that takes away from. I think his analysis.
I think he makes critical points, dude. Like I have no problem with that. Like I think he can hit on some things, but overall, when people start quoting him, they really don't.
I know, but to me, I don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater with Mearsheimer. I think he's like, when it comes to Israel and the lobby and stuff, I think a lot of what he says is, for the most part.
Viking, do you want me to cite the exact quote again? Because I know you're not making fun of what I said, but do you want to know which podcast he was on? Which was very.
I understand. He's done many lectures. He did shit at Cornell too. The whole thing is that throughout his career, he's been hypocritical. Like, he'll make, like what Goo just said, he'll make a salient point, but then he'll flip it and say, you know what? In this case, this is all perfectly fine. And he'll be hypocritical. He cherry picks what he wants to endorse and what he wants to oppose.
Larry Wilkerson, all the retired CIA generals, all these people, they're saying the same thing. But regardless, you bring up Ukraine. Ukraine is like a biolabs for Americans, man. What's her name? The architect of the Iraq War, what was her name? She came out on.
She wasn't the architect. She's the wife of one of the architects. Victoria Nuland.
I forget her name. She came out.
Victoria Nuland.
She basically had a testimony where she admitted that there was biolabs there. So did the Chinese do COVID? Did the Americans do COVID? I'm not going to get into this, but you have to ask yourself, why is this entire thing with Ukraine starting, with Russia and Ukraine? I don't think it's as simple as the generics that anybody else.
Really? Why couldn't it be that simple? Because Russia has actually clearly showed what their intent is. They want access to the seaports, those deep water ports. They want those massive mineral deposits and reserves. They're sitting there. You notice that those lines have it withdrawn. They have it withdrawn. Russia hasn't lost one fucking inch of ground over those contested mineral deposits. That's where they're putting the bulk of their forces, and they're putting their heightened munitions. They have lost territories in other places, and Ukraine's getting their symbolic victories. But that area, they are sitting on those richest deposits right there, which is the source of contention, which is what Putin wants. So, I mean, he's maximizing his power. He's following the logic. He's following the philosophy. So it's up to Ukraine to repel him at this time. And we saw this coming. It wasn't like Russia didn't do economic fucking turmoil and military influence in like regions like Kazakhstan and other areas. So, and the same thing with Iran. Iran has tried to maximize its regional powers in Libya and various other places, and to put, harm into other regions to force compliance. They're trying to do the same thing. They just really suck at it because they're relying on proxy groups instead of trying more economic levers, which they would have been more successful with.
Anyways, the trolling in the chat and all this, man, I don't know what to say about this.
Statistic, you would even make an argument probably that you're not willing for the rest of the world to have cheaper oil prices. But however, you have no problem with the fact that for the past 47 years,
you're kind of admitting that this isn't really about liberating.
And all the money is being spent on terrorism. You don't have a problem with all that money being absolutely fucking nowhere for
that's
no
not
good.
true. I know him. He criticizes.
Costing the whole world more money. You wouldn't criticize that.
He does criticize it though.
No.
He does. I've had conversations with him.
No, he didn't.
I don't know why you make yourself like obtuse when it comes. Like, it's entirely possible to criticize, like the oppressive nature of, the Islamic regime, and simultaneously recognizing that its removal would serve the strategic interests of the United States and Israel. Those two things are not mutually exclusive.
And the financial. Don't forget the financial benefit. I just explained to you why it is there.
While your Persian brothers and sisters get fucking annihilated by nuclear.
You think they're being
very sick.
Wait, who's using nuclear weapons?
They're being the IRGC is being struck with precision.
Matt, did we launch a nuke today? Did we launch a nuke too?
We launched a nuke.
It could ever kill.
So wait, Brad. So when somebody sits up here, when someone sits up here and say we're going to annihilate somebody's entire civilization.
Do you want to see the southern black Iranians? I can send you the video. They're jumping up and down, chanting, hit them harder. They're chanting, hit them harder, dancing to the U.S. bombing, then to the bombing, saying hit them harder. The black Iran, the southern part that's being hit the hardest. I can show you the videos, but you're too stupid. You would still deny it.
I know. Like one little section of people, while there's other section of people saying they don't want Israel and America in that.
One little section is the majority of the country, because it's just 9% that are families of the IRGC.
It's promoting them still in their oil reserve. You know what I'm saying? Because Iran for a very long time has been IMF free.
You don't know what you're talking about.
And they have large oil reserves over there.
Let them say it.
What you're talking about. You can jump up and down.
And Viking, they're pro stealing somebody else's shit.
I stole somebody's shit.
Whatever is good for their country.
What you're promoting, right?
I'm promoting what?
You're promoting.
I don't give a fuck. I'm for America. So whatever America's interests are,
Brad.
I don't get. I would go in and fucking burrow.
Brad, you're arguing with someone who thinks the Pope controls the entire world.
That's true.
This stick is crying. Why would he cry every time I say that? What's going on?
Because you're an idiot and you're low IQ.
You're an idiot and you're low IQ.
And you have an identity crisis.
Okay, guys.
I know exactly
what I'm wondering.
You're like a pretendian BHI weirdo.
One micro, Alan.
Shut your stick ass up.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Jose. Yeah, what I'm wondering is why it is a bad thing for a foreign country to help serve the interest of the United States. Why do we keep demonizing that? Rather, it's a smart thing to do. And I think countries that don't do that always it always goes badly for them. You look at the countries in the Middle East that do cooperate with the United States, things are good for them. You look at Iran and the IRGC that demonize America, death to America, well, it isn't going so well for them. So this whole narrative about, it serves and it's just for oil. Well, here's what's going to happen. Long term, within 5-8 years, Iran will be completely bypassed. We won't need an oil. And that'll be the end of the flow of money from going into Iran because of their oil. They could have dealt with Trump, even the United States, even the IRGC could have come to power and said, okay, we're Islamists now, but we want to cooperate. Instead, you had Khomeini and the war that happened and the kidnappings, everything else. They set themselves up as opposition to America. And now, first day of the war, Khomeini's dead. That was a different one. Anyways, That's, people are making this complicated. There's like, what's the joke? Where does a what is it? I the one about where does a 800-pound gorilla sit? Anywhere he wants. You've got America, you've got Russia, you've got China. That's it. Yeah, sorry, Char. That's the way it is. So,
I know anything about history.
In the end, Iran is going to lose.
Yeah,
it's
but
too late.
They said it's going to take 2 months. 2 months. It's been 5-6 months already.
Yeah,
2 more weeks.
yeah.
We control the skies.
And that doesn't change anything.
And that doesn't change the fact that you're a dildo clown, Alan.
They are going to lose. And even if they spend $1 billion
but at what price?
50,000 thing, it doesn't matter. They are going to lose because America has a
No evidence
switch.
of that.
It can
There's no evidence of that.
America can
The question is at what price?
America just needs to understand that it's not
running out of
worth it
ammunition.
No, it's not running out of ammunition.
America needs to understand that this war is not worth
you can
it.
be sure. That's you guys. It's hilarious.
Well, guys, let's say that Alan's right? Let's say Alan's right, and then the question is at what price, right?
Yeah,
So
Matthew.
the question is at what price?
Matthew, you just came into the room. You
All
haven't
right.
heard the conversation.
So,
Let
is
Alan finish.
America has a button it can push. It can level Iran. We know that. Trump has threatened it. Is there a button that Iran can push that will level the entire United States? The answer is no.
Well, let me
It can
speak to
close
this.
down
Yeah.
ports, but that's it.
Do you think the United States would
Well, let me speak to what you just. So
no,
it is. I'll speak to what you're saying. Responding to what you're saying. Exactly what you're saying. So it is possible, hypothetically, that the United States could send an atomic bomb to Iran. Hypothetically, it's certain.
Atomic bombs.
Oh, okay. But let's say it completely destroys it. It does seem to me, nobody can argue with the fact that the United States has the world's largest military. That's true, right? This is all basics, right? But the question is, every time the United States continues to accelerate its attack on Iran, Iran seems to say, and it's been doing this from the beginning, I'm going to make it very expensive, not only for you, but for the entire world. So yes, you can do this, but I'm going to take the world's economy down with it. So yesterday, or was it this morning, they attacked a port in Egypt, right? And I would have to assume that Iran, its plan is every time it gets attacked, it's just going to blow up a new oil factory. And it'll do that to all of the oil factories throughout the entire Middle East and completely destroy the world's economy if we keep attacking it. I think that's the message that they're giving us. Now, whether they can do that, whether they're being resupplied by China, how far will it go? Nobody knows, but that seems to be their game plan. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be ineffective in the long run. That's the problem.
It could really screw up our economy. So Iran's idea is that they're going to get all of the world.
Except they've been. Sorry, let me interrupt. Except they've been saying that, and it hasn't screwed it up.
Right.
So,
exactly.
And again, all we have to do is last another 3, 4, 5 years, and Iran will be bypassed. And then they will be if they continue to keep bombing those other ports, then that even makes bombing them and destroying their infrastructure, their bridges and their oil facilities even easier, and that's the end of them.
Right. So it's a game. It's a game of who can take more pain. Yeah, it's a game of who. And then there's one other piece, and I'll shut up. They're willing to bet that totalitarian or because they're undemocratic, nobody's going to throw them out. That they're going to be able to outlast us. So what they're hoping is that they put so much pain on our side that we eventually vote in people who just leave Iran alone.
So I think that's what the game is.
No,
yeah.
and I understand that too.
That's right. We did such a good job with Venezuela. Doesn't matter anymore. We're gonna be pumping our own oil. Drill, baby, drill.
I hope you're joking because a lot of those oil plants in Venezuela are offline. It's going to take hundreds of billions of dollars to fix that.
Chevron was there in the 80s. It'll come back.
Yeah, so I think what Iran's saying is that, like, look, we can take more pain than you guys can. And I think there's also one other tactic to their weapon, is that they want the world to view the United States, and especially Israel, as being incredibly selfish. So I think the reason that Iran is actually not attacking Israel is very strategic, because they want the rest of the world to blame Israel for all of the world's economy, and probably because the history of anti-Semitism, Iran can probably always use that to their advantage as well. To say, like, look, the Jews are messing with the economy again, like they always do, blah 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 blah, and I think that is part of their strategy. To say, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I think
Matthew, are you done speaking? Because I wanted to respond. succinctly. Are you done, Matthew?
Well,
I'm done.
Alan, you've had the mic.
Quick.
You've had the mic more than anyone.
I think
I'm done.
I'll make it quick. I think the danger in that tactic, Matthew, is then it unburdens Israel from restraining itself, and Israel could just take out their infrastructure completely and do what the United States has been threatening to do. And they would be much more effective at it. Anyways, yeah.
Thank you so much, Alan. I really appreciate that comment. Look, I don't give a shit about being popular with all the groypers, and I don't give a shit about being popular with the leftists. So I'll say something that will make both of them hate me. I think this war is wonderful. I think this war is the best thing that's happened in the world for the past 10 years. And it's very, very simple, right? There's been a 100-year history in the Middle East of Sunni Muslims fighting against Jews. And what that means is Sunni countries like Jordan and Saudi Arabia, they've all been fighting Jews for 100 motherfucking years. And something miraculous, something wonderful has just happened, which no one notices, which is the actions of the Shiite Muslim community. The Shiite Muslim community has been brutally murdering Sunnis and brutally murdering Jews. The Shiite community has made enemies of everyone, every single Sunni and, let's say every single Sunni and every single Jew and every Christian in the Middle East. It's like, it's like this alliance against Shia Islam that could never in a million years could you imagine the whole world unifying against Shia Islam. So the mullahs, the IRGC, I am so grateful and so thankful to them. And I want them to continue brutally killing Sunnis, because, and I'm gonna land my plane here, the more that the Shia community kills Sunnis, please let me finish, the more they unify. And I predict, I'm the only fucking person in the room, I predict there will be a peace treaty between Saudi Arabia and Israel. I think all the Sunni countries, every motherfucking Sunni country will recognize Israel, and Israeli troops who are training Saudi troops. And I actually predict the Saudi military is much bigger than Israel's military. Saudi Arabia has more planes. They have more soldiers. They have more of everything. Now, obviously, the Saudi soldiers are incompetent compared to Jewish soldiers. We all know that. But the sheer size, I'm going to land my plane here, the sheer motherfucking size of the Saudi military is awesome. And I am the only fucker in this room. I'm predicting a complete merger between the Saudi military and the Israeli military, and the alliance between the Sunni community and the Jewish community will make the Middle East a peaceful place. I am so fucking optimistic about it. And I know on Clubhouse, optimists are regarded as boring and stupid. So I'm volunteering to have everyone in the room say I'm boring and stupid, but that's my motherfucking prediction. So all you fuckers should write it down and see if I'm right. Fuck.
You're not boring or stupid, but the problem with the Saudi and the Gulf militaries is that they don't have enough people that are well trained. Not necessarily the people to fly the planes. The problem is that when their planes or tanks get damaged, they don't have anybody to fix them. So in Saudi Arabia's limited direct wars with Yemen, all of the tanks that were even slightly damaged, the Saudis never bothered to fix them. There's hundreds of them out in the desert because they simply don't have the skilled, the specific types of mechanics that you need to fix the damn things. And so it's part of the kind of culture of how would you call those people that trade things, the merchants of the ancient Middle East, is that very often the Arabs would be of the managerial class, kind of a higher level, and they would typically hire outsiders to come in and to fix and to do things for them, where they specialized in trade routes and import and export and commerce and that sort of thing across the desert seas, and so that's the problem is the logistics. The Arabs in the Gulf states have terrible military logistics.
There's a video channel, Elephant in the Room, and he talks about why Muslim countries haven't won a war since 13 something, and talks about the entire military culture in Middle Eastern countries and why, and all of the factors of why they just are
it's
so
a
bad.
cultural thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's no trust between the leadership and the soldiers. The issue of correcting mistakes gets vetoed by the idea of not losing face. And the guy talks about he was in the Middle East and there was a security issue, and they come to a door and there's no one there, and he says, "We need a guard here." And it was Egyptian or Arab, I forget which, says, "Oh, but there's always someone here." And they're standing at the door with nobody guarding the door. And the guy is saying, "Yeah, but there's always someone here." He couldn't, how can you even begin to make corrections in a military that has no accountability, because their sense of honor and saving face overrides even security.
It reminds me of that story about did you hear about the Korean airliner? There was a young pilot beside an old pilot, and they were heading straight for a fucking mountain. And the young pilot says to the older pilot, "Hey, maybe we might want to think about possibly going higher." But he didn't want to disrespect his elder. The Koreans are very similar. But that's why I think Iran has been able to basically bomb and shoot into Saudi Arabia and all these Gulf states with impunity, because there's so much, at this moment, the Persians are the rulers of at least the eastern side of the Middle East.
Yeah, and I think it's very helpful. I think you're completely right. I think the fact that the Shiite Islamic community is murdering so many Sunni civilians, not just Sunni soldiers, but Sunni civilians are dying. I think it's actually very helpful for the Middle East, because the problem, and I'll be succinct, and I'm happy to Crystal, the leadership of Saudi Arabia has always been sympathetic to the U.S. and sympathetic to Israel. The problem has not been the elites. The problem has been the common man. The average common guy in Saudi Arabia is anti-Semitic and anti-American. He just is. And what I'm trying to say is that this war is slowly changing it, right? If you're just the average IQ, average money, average guy living in Saudi Arabia, this war has made you hate Shias more than you hate Jews, and that's magical. The more that the Sunni community hates Shias, the more room there is for peace. Because
that's not true.
Okay, well, let me finish my point, and then you can speak, because I love you more than anyone in the room, so I want to hear from you. I believe that the more that the Shia community kills Sunni civilians, the more willing Sunni civilians are to form a close, loving military alliance with Israel. And that is the path to peace, a Sunni alliance that lasts forever. And I'm done speaking, and I want to hear Odie ruthlessly criticize me. So I'm going to the audience so Odie could go to town without me interrupting him.
No, I mean, you can stay. I'm not talking for so long. So, I mean, the very idea that somehow the killings by the Shia Muslims, no, it's not going to happen. I mean, that's even the topic of the room. Can there be peace in the Middle East? Now, some people that don't believe in the Bible, I mean, there will never be peace in the Middle East. In fact, if you have peace in the Middle East, I would advise you, for those that are spiritual, go and give your life to Jesus Christ if you believe in Jesus Christ, because the world is coming to an end. There will never be peace in the Middle East. So I don't know how it's going to work. And I'll give an example, Shoulder. Nigeria has the most Muslims in the world, except Indonesia. So 95% of Nigerian Muslims are Sunnis, or let me say 93%. They despise Israel. They despise America. So in this war, they don't say anything wrong Iran is doing. So let me play it to you. Their hatred of the Shias, which I agree, doesn't mean a love for Israel. So it's not going to work. I'm sorry. Saudi Arabia is treading a very fine needle in this matter because as she said earlier, the average Saudi man hates Israel. I don't think it's something MBS can solve. Anyway, so I don't think that your assertion is true. It's not going to work. Thank you very much. That's all I wanted to say.
You know what? Shorter, is Shorter still here?
No, he's down in the audience.
Is there like
what's
that?
up, man? Hey, what up, King? Odie, just real quick.
Is that resistance? Oh my.
There's always one question.
Yeah. The voice of the people is here.
Yeah, here you go. And just one question I asked. Better, do you want peace in the Middle East? That's my question to you, Odie.
And my rhetorical question is, how can there be peace with certain people? I'm in the store, that's why I can't say. How can there be peace with certain people? No, you answer the question, Matt.
Okay.
Well, how can there be peace with certain people? Can you live in those places comfortably, Matt? I mean, you're white. Can you really live there comfortably? Have you been to those places? You have a green zone. Why do you have a green zone? If really there's peace.
Matt, there can be no peace in Middle East without removing mullahs from power in Iran. I live in Iran and right now, so I know the root of the cancer, which starts in Iran, in the Tehran, in the heads of the
this shit is crazy.
sick
I
mullahs.
respectfully asked if there was a line. Yeah, spawned, and then this guy would just come and start talking.
Who's this guy?
Quickly, before this goes off the rails, let's go on mute for a second. Well, I'll get to you in a second. Resistance. Let's see. First off, I'm just going to start with that last question I asked Odie. Do you want peace in the Middle East? I don't even know what you want. You've been on this app doing your thing this whole show. Where are you on that? Do you even want peace in the Middle East with all the stuff you've been going on about?
I think for people such as yourself, it's an absurd and a ridiculous question only because that's not the real question. The real question is, do those European colonizers want to give peace to the Palestinians? Because that's the issue.
By the way, to answer Odie's question, do you think I would feel safe over there in the Middle East or no, as a white European?
Yes, bro.
There's a bunch of white Europeans living in the Middle East.
I've been there. It's a very nice
and
place.
raped by fucking Muslims.
I would get raped by Muslims? Squiggly?
Yeah, molested and then raped by the Muslims.
I'm not gonna cap, man. They love saying that rape word.
I know.
I've done heard it so many times.
Wait, it's not just the Ayatollah that's gay, it's all the others too? Damn.
I know.
Yeah, it's the Muslim culture.
There's millions.
The synagogue.
There's hundreds of thousands of.
Muhammad was
It's the synagogue of Satan as well.
There's hundreds of thousands of
Fighting
Europeans
off
living
babies'
in the Middle
foreskins.
East.
So Matthew, I'm okay over there. I'm safe.
100% you are.
Biting off those baby foreskins. The synagogue
Okay,
with Satan
so-
and everything too. Yeah, very gay.
Okay, so Jules, welcome to the stage. Long time no see. I haven't talked to you for a long time. Holy shit. And
Hey, thanks.
how you doing?
I'll answer the question about peace in the Mideast. First of all, we all have to be realistic. It will take a long time. And the reason I say that is because in Muslim countries, they have to stop teaching in the schools about war and superiority, and they just have to start teaching subjects like math and science and peace. And that's going to take generations to happen.
Who says they don't teach that? Jules,
So they don't teach.
Where in the world, when were you educated in the
telling me
Middle
they
East?
don't have like the best scientists and mathematicians in those areas of the world?
They have great scientists and
Okay, so
mathematicians.
what are you fucking talking out of your ass for, Jules?
I'm talking out of my ass because you're talking out of your ass.
He's not talking out of his
I just
ass.
called
I am
you
an
out for
Iranian. I
I
was
just
born
called you
there.
out
They
for
teach
sounding
us hate.
bigoted.
They
They
teach
teach
us
hate.
hate and
Listen to what she
terror.
thinks.
That's what
right.
they teach us.
Is that what they
They
teach?
We
teach
have to
hate
line
and
up outside of the school
Yeah, I can
Terror.
see.
and
I
chant
can see,
death to
Glow.
America
I
and
can see,
death to
Glow. You're a
Israel.
little terrorist yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, but this
Exactly.
is the part that
I
terrorists
guess
like Glow
you
leave
are.
out. That
You are.
America and European has put
Terrorist,
sanctions
Glow.
on that
You want
sovereign
like
country
that.
for over 50
praise
years,
You want
starving
praise
them,
Glow,
stealing their natural
terrorist.
resources,
You
stealing their
reward
wealth.
that.
So the terrorist Glow, she leaves that conveniently out of the equation. It is the Americans and the Europeans committing the atrocities. They're the ones doing the barbarism. But yet they get up mad and
Oh,
Iran
somehow it's not
defends itself.
57 Muslim
Israel
countries
who
that got
stole
colonized by
Israel
Islam.
who stole
It's
Israel
just
who
the
stole their
Europeans and the
nuclear
Americans.
technology from
The
America,
Muslims colonized
they're okay.
57
But not the,
countries.
being that they
But somehow
subjugate
it's the
people for over
Europeans
80
and the
years,
Americans
that's
that
fine because
colonized.
they're white
Oh my
Europeans.
God.
You people are
why?
hypocrites and you're
How
clowns.
these 57
No one can
Muslim
take you
countries
people
got
serious.
colonized?
Glow.
No, you're just mad because people accepted Islam and Islam rules your country and you can't handle it. And that's why you fled because
All right,
you want to be a typical westernized woman.
order.
And that doesn't stand in Iran.
It doesn't belong to our country. It's been here
It
for
is.
just
It belongs
47
there. The
years.
Ayatollahs have it as theirs.
Going away and you can cry me a fucking river. It's just 47 years, bitch.
That's what you're doing. You're crying. You're begging America. No more high heels,
I don't need to
bimbo.
beg.
Hold on,
I don't
listen,
need
wait.
to beg. They're
Glow,
doing it for
listen,
their own
listen.
interest.
You
And
live
you can go
outside
cry me a
of
river
Iran.
because they're not
Glow,
going to stop for you.
Glow, listen. You live outside of Iran. You
Yes,
wanna
I
go
do.
shake your
Go
ass?
fuck
You live in the
yourself.
West.
I have
You live
my
in
own
the, wanna go
family is
shake your
there.
ass and get naked in
No,
front of
you
everybody?
can
And your
go
family
you can
hates
sell
you
your
there.
ass.
Go do it.
You can go
Yeah.
sell your ass.
You're a
just like
fucking
you're doing right
degenerate.
now. Sell
You're
your
a
country. Sell
degenerate.
your
Go
I
out
live
there
in Iran.
shaking your ass.
If you're so
Start
keen
showing
on
your ass and your
love
tits
the
to everybody
mullah,
like
come
how
and
you
live in
do.
Iran
You
with me.
traitor. Why don't you go live
No,
there?
we got hard work to do here in America. The mullahs got it under control over there. Don't worry. They don't need you. The mullahs got it under control. I'm over here fighting the fight for Mondani.
You should be reported to the CIA.
We're making sure the Jews don't get stabbed on the west side anymore.
All right, resistance, stop it. Come on. Okay, Jules, are you done with your submission or are you good? What do you got going on there?
I'll finish with this, and Glow gave me an idea. The reason why I'm right is because you see that immigration's going one way. It's going from Muslim countries into Western countries. How come you don't see it going from Western countries into Muslim countries? Glow, you're 100% right.
See?
I respect you.
Yes. Thank you.
Resistance.
Because if you look into history, if you just read a fucking book, and you look at geopolitical changes during the past decades, the Muslims have invaded and colonized the most ever in history.
You know she didn't read a book because it was the Western country who took out your Shaw, you dumb bimbo. They took him out. It wasn't the Muslims. It was the Americans and the Europeans that made you guys suffer. And now you're begging for more help.
You really need an education.
Bimbo.
I just want to clarify something. I think majority of us that are against this invasion against Iran, I think majority of us are not denying the humanity and oppression that is completely been taking
Oh, you
place
don't
in
need to
Iran.
worry about
I'm
humanity.
not,
Worry
no,
about the
listen,
United States.
listen, Glow. I'm
You
not
don't give a fuck.
justifying-
Don't act like you do.
Glow,
Fuck off.
Glow.
We
Listen,
don't need you
I'm
to
not-
worry, Gab.
Listen, Glow.
Listen, that's not the way. Gab, she's not worried about it. That's why she left.
Wait,
she left her parents
bro.
to suffer.
Wait,
She's a coward.
I just want to get this message out. Glow, listen. I'm not justifying any. Okay, I'm
Devin,
not
stop sniffing
justifying.
kosher cocaine.
I'm not justifying myself to you, Glow. You're a nobody for me to justify, and I'm not justifying myself to anybody. I'm just trying to explain the line of logic for most of us. Okay, nobody's denying the internal struggle of the Iranian people. Okay, majority of us are not denying that. The oppression, the killing, the murder, the massacres, of course these things have happened, and they're going to continue happening, unfortunately. Okay, but what most of us are against is who are the people facilitating this happening. And whenever it is all done, if it is successful, it's more frightening as to what your country will turn into afterwards if this invasion is successful. And you should be worried more about that than anything else.
You don't need to worry about
What's
it.
it going to turn into?
Don't worry.
I'm not worried about it. It's your country.
There are people
It's your
worrying
country.
about that.
It's your
There
country
is a
that's
plan.
being bombed by
There is
another
a
country
plan.
that's massacred.
I like the way you move. I like the way
You know, we're
you
gonna have
move.
nightclubs, we're gonna like have bikinis and miniskirts, we're gonna be able to order alcohol. Visiting us, everything that everybody else is. That's what's gonna happen in Iran once these people are gone.
Glow, you're.
There is a plan, Gab. You don't know shit.
No, I know what the plan is, Glow.
I got a counter argument. The only thing that's gonna happen in Iran is more burners, more Sharia law, no women being prostitutes, no malls. You're gonna suffer.
I know, Glow, listen, I know what the plan is. It happened to my country. And I feel sorry for you to be on that side.
Well,
And when
we're
it
not
happens,
you.
there's no going back. There's no
Iranians
going
are
back.
not the same as you.
May I say my opinion
Don't
about
compare us.
bombing?
You personally could never
I can
be
hear
us.
the Arab in your voice.
You personally
Yeah, I
could
can
never
hear the
be
Arab
us.
in your voice.
You personally
Guys.
could never be us.
Guys, I live in Iran. May I say my opinion?
No.
about
We
bombing
don't
Iran?
care. You're a Pahlavis, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about
No,
your
I'm
opinion,
not
dog.
Pahlavis.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are.
No, I'm
This
not.
is not your
Pahlavis.
room, Gab. If you continue,
It's not your
I'll
room
kick you
either,
down.
dumb bitch. It's not your
Hey,
room
he's
either.
a mod.
You stupid.
All right, you're off to the goo. Don't be calling the mods bitch like that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Can I talk?
Squiggly, go ahead. Go ahead. Make your submission. Go ahead.
Yes, so my opinion about this bombing in Iran, because like everybody was happy when Khamenei was targeted. And what people are not happy about is US trying to, like Trump trying to like target the civilian infrastructures. It directly affects the Iranian people and makes them more miserable. And we don't like that. But before this war happens, we were on the street and we were protesting against this regime. And around more than 50,000 people have died for saving their country from this maniacs in Iran. So Trump and used this as a card against this regime. He said, I will come and save you. We are locked and loaded. And if this regime kills Iranian people again, I will strike them hard. But he didn't. And he's the president of United States. His words supposed to mean something. And his words supposed to have value. And so many people were ease in mind, and they came to the street and got slaughtered by these maniacs, by IRGC in the streets. And after that, this war happened. When Khamenei, the killer of the people of Iran, got targeted, we were very happy. But after a while, Trump said, go to your houses, I will tell you when you can come on the street and take your government back. But he never said when, and he hasn't done that until now. But we were on the street, we were protesting against this regime, but Trump, we think Trump helped this regime in a way, but if wants to have peace in this region, he must remove us from power, not helping them, not like he wants to find a puppet in this regime to make deal with him, but he's so stupid. Netanyahu is not stupid. He knows this regime and he knows people. But Trump is stupid because he wasn't by the bullshit of the J.D. Vance that got fed to him. That, we can change their behavior. It's easier than changing this regime. But guess what? When the time passes, they've come to this conclusion that the price of changing this regime is lower than changing their behavior, because their behavior comes from their ideology. All right, they cannot change their ideology, because if they do, they do not exist anymore. So, Trump is not willing to do that. Trump says,
isn't it nuclear weaponry? Isn't it nuclear weaponry?
I will be brief.
Isn't it nuclear weaponry that's the highest calling of the United States?
Shut up, dude. I will be finished. And Trump is not gonna send troops, because for doing that, Iran is 3 times the size of the Iraq, all right? And logically, they need 3 times more the troops to change the regime on foot. So what are they gonna do eventually is the Truman fallacy. They're not gonna put soldier foots on the ground to have casualties, but they cannot drop nukes on Iran, because they're here to prevent them to have nukes. What they're gonna do is to hit civilian infrastructures like plants and bridges to have impact of
Hey, shut up, motherfucker.
And have impact of almost a nuke, or without dropping a nuke. To make and I will tell you, this is wrong way of thinking, because after that they will not surrender either. And he thinks, if I do this, they will be surrendered like Japan to us. But no, look at the Gaza. Like Hamas is their child, all right? They're ruling over the ruins of Gaza, all right? They have no infrastructures in there, but they're ruling in there. They are going to continue to rule in Iran, unfortunately, after this. And this is going to happen, unfortunately, by the way this regime is treating.
If it were up to your generation, yes, but it's not up to your generation. It's my generation.
Shut up. You
and
don't live in
they
Iran.
will go to
You
the
don't
state.
live-
You're
shut up.
cowards.
Please, just
You're
shut up.
cowards.
I live
You're
in
an
Iran.
old man. Go to sleep. You don't want to fight for your country. Go to sleep. We
You
will.
just shut up.
Your
I live in
generation
Iran.
fucked our
I'm
country,
saying
you
my
coward.
opinion.
Try to show her some. You have to show her some respect. I know in your culture you don't
why
show
should I
women
show her
respect.
respect? She said,
Show her
people
respect.
are happy. That
Jules,
it's-
stop sniffing
yes.
coke, you cornball.
IRGC
love
is getting hit too, but if the civilian infrastructures get hit, both the IRGC and the people will suffer. Will the IRGC suffer? Yes, but the people will suffer too. But guess what? They've I know this on the field, IRGC have bought all the generators. They don't give a fuck about plants getting hit. And
May I
they
respond to
bought
some
all
of
the
this
generators.
gibberish?
They have their own gas stations. They have their own infrastructures, and you don't know about them. But these infrastructures that Trump is going to hit is going to impact the Iranian people.
Okay.
If Trump wants truly,
Okay, all right, let's-
treat the answer,
Let's have
I
the
will be.
next question.
One sentence. If Trump truly wants to remove
you
this
said a million
cancer
sentences
from the
already.
Middle East, shut up.
You shut up. You're saying the same thing over and over, you moron.
if Trump or US wants to truly remove this cancer from this world, they must do it properly. They must change the regime. They cannot change their behavior. And unfortunately, that's what morons like J.D. Vance are feeding to Donald Trump.
Okay, I appreciate it. Okay, Jules, go ahead. What do you got?
No, I think he's crazy. I think regime has to be changed. And Trump has structured this war for some agreement to take place. But now we see he realizes you cannot trust the leadership of Iran. No matter how many layers of leadership, it's still the same Islamic crazies that want to rule the world. So what he wants to do is weaken them, and he's waiting for the uprising. Believe me, the CIA and a lot of Israelis, intelligence involved, trying to get an uprising within the country. And it's going to happen soon. Maybe not soon enough because he's worried about the midterm elections, which I don't blame him, but he can't stop. He has to keep going. Iran cannot be a nuclear power. They cannot stop the flow of oil throughout the world. And until they understand that, we're going to have to change regime for that to happen. And that's what's going to happen.
Can I finally speak to these idiots?
Air campaigning and bombing, not changing.
Look, the other idiots trying to go again.
Okay, Resistance.
I just want to be brief. I got to debunk these two with alcohol cokeheads. Number one, the fake Iranian over here. Your lies don't work anymore. They're stupid. Number one, tens of millions of Iranians went to the Ayatollah's funeral proceeding. People seeing this across the globe.
You guys are full of shit. Doesn't even
Tens of millions of people went to the Iranian Ayatollah's burial. Everyone's seen it. It was covered by international journalists from all over the Western Hemisphere. That's number one. Number two, the Israeli government themselves admitted that they are the barbarians that started those fucking fake riots. They armed Mossad. They were killing the actual police in Iran, and it was only about 30-something hundred people, 50,000, not only 50,000 that died, it was the 50,000 dicks that you sucked. That's about it. It's the only thing that died. So that's number one. No 50,000. It's been debunked by Western journalists. It didn't happen. No bodies are there. It's all in your imagination because you're an idiot. Now to Jules. They're not going to do regime change. Why? Because the Ayatollahs got a long list of Ayatollahs. They're going to take over. They're going to run the country the way they want. It was democratically elected by the Iranians. And there's nothing that these cowards that run from their country can do about it. There's not going to be titty bars. There's not going to be malls. It's not happening. Deal with the reality. Stop begging America for their tax dollars. Stop begging America for our weaponry. We don't want to give it to you.
Do you want them to be?
We want the Iranian people to figure it out themselves.
I'm asking you a question.
We don't want Israel to get any money neither.
Yeah,
we want you guys to be destroyed. We're tired of you animals. The real barbarians are the Western Alliance with their regime. They are terrorists. They like starving, maiming, murdering, and raping people.
Resistance want nuclear armed Iran.
We don't want a nuclear armed Israel. Y'all stole our weapons. You stole our weaponry, you cocksucker. We want Israel to cease to exist. You're a terrorist state. You stole our ideas. You stole our weapons. You killed a lot of Americans. The USS Liberty. Fuck Israel. Israel to my dick.
Even one question.
Israel stole our nuclear weapons. We're going to destroy them. Death to Israel is America first. America first.
Yeah, America first. So, Resistance, do you favor Iran with nuclear weaponry?
Yes, we need them to blow Israel to smithereens.
What about the United States? Won't they also hit Europe?
Hold on. And let me just say this real quick. This is the hypocrisy, right? These people claim that Donald Trump is trying to help the Middle East and not let the Muslims, because that's what they say, the Muslims and Islam get nuclear weapons.
Hey, hold up.
But at the same time, Donald Trump is trying to get Saudi Arabia a nuclear facility.
I'm talking to you.
How does that make sense? Why is Donald Trump trying to get Saudi Arabia? Fuck Israel. Fuck them Yahudis. Fuck Israel.
Bro,
fuck them
get off my
Yahudis.
religion's
Fuck
dick.
Israel.
Get off my
Fuck
religion's
Yahudis.
dick. Get off my country's dick.
Fuck the Yahudis.
Stick to your
Fuck
hood.
the kites.
Stick to your
Fuck
hood
the
and
Israelis.
EBT, bro.
Fuck
Stick
the
to your hood.
kites. Fuck
Get
the
off my
Israelis.
country's dick.
Fuck the
Get
kites.
off my
Fuck the
religion's
Israelis.
dick.
Fuck
We're
the
not sharing
kites.
Islam with you.
You're
No,
a
we're
baby
sharing
dick
Iran with
eater.
you.
Baby
You
dick
dick
eaters.
riding cocksucker.
Baby
Yo,
dick
stick
eaters.
to your hood.
Stop.
Stick to your hood
Stop
and you
chewing on that
EBT.
foreskin.
Let Middle Easterns and Muslims, bro.
So like I was saying,
fanboying on
Donald
religion,
Trump
bro.
is trying to get
Fanboying on
Saudi
country.
Arabia.
You're my
Donald
fan.
Trump is trying to
You're
get
my
Saudi a
fan, bro.
nuclear
You're my
facility.
fan.
He's trying to
You're
give them
talking about my
nuclear
country and my religion, bro.
capabilities.
You're my
So
fan.
once again,
Stick
America
to your
always
EBT.
shows the hypocrisy.
Stick to your
because
EBT
then
and the
they
struggles
want to
in your
suck the
hood.
Jew
Don't
dick,
worry about the
but then
Middle
at the
East.
same time they want to
Little
suck the
boy.
Saudi dick because they
Don't
know
worry
the
about the
Saudis got the
Middle
money.
East. Stick
They
to your
got the real
hood.
power.
Think about the struggles of the
White
black
boy,
man.
stop sniffing
Don't worry about
cocaine
the
in the
Middle East.
visa. Stop sniffing cocaine. And stop raping little girls, white boy.
I'm not white, dumbass. I just told you I'm
You're
Middle
a
Eastern,
white
you stupid
Israeli
mother-
bitch and you sniff cocaine and you rape little girls. You're an Israeli bitch.
This is what
Bro,
happens.
you suck the black dick. Bro, you eat black niggas' asses. Bro, you eat black men's asses at bars, you white
Of course I do. I've
bitch.
come black bitches too. Why would I discriminate? Don't you understand?
You
I
ate
like
her
black
ass.
men.
Mother is criminal. Who's eating ass? My God.
Glow does eat black ass at bars.
Let Moin speak.
Yes.
Glow, you
Yes.
fuck
You resistance.
suck.
Nor are you Muslim.
Fuck
Nor are you
fuck
Iranian.
Israel. Fuck
So why are you
Trump, fuck
fanboying?
the
Mia
ass.
doing down there? Mia, what do you got going on? Everything okay?
I fucked this morning.
Fuck who?
And I fuck Glow in ass.
What position? What position are you gonna fuck me?
ننه کسنا متقارن.
You Ibn Shamuta.
This is good. This is really good. Listen, stick around with me. By the way, do you guys know Peter is IRG? Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, just hold up. What are you doing? I don't know. What do you want to talk about? What are you up to?
I'm here to expose Peter as an IRGC supporter. Peter, do you have anything to say for yourself?
What did Peter do?
Oh, is he not around? Okay, no, I came to troll Peter actually.
Act all day long. I don't know what Peter's done.
Nothing. I love picking on Peter.
No, Peter is in drag. That's why you can't
Yeah,
recognize
show
him.
me.
He's above you.
Yeah, just give me a second. Hold on. So that's all you came up to do is attack Peter? I mean,
No. I actually came for resistance, but I'm done now.
Now you want to go after resistance? What did he do?
No, listen. The fact that he said the
Fuck
reporter
those
that he
Persians in their
bumped it-
asses.
Which reporter went into Iran to fact check these things? Now let's talk serious, right? There's been no fact checking groups or any party in Iran for him to say it's been debunked. How can you
Are you an
debunk something
idiot?
you
Yes, they
haven't
did.
been
The
there?
Guardian, Money Mustard Journalists in Britain, they all reported on it.
Okay,
They just
let
did
everybody
a
else think for themselves.
Piers
okay?
Morgan show. What
You
are
guys
talking about?
believe
They debunked the
when
lies.
there's nobody has ever
50,000
been there to check anything, they know what's a fact.
And we can't hear with resistance. You're talking over people. Go ahead, finish it.
Yeah. So there's been no parties or any non-government organization or any third party that's been in Iran to fact check if how many people have been killed. So you can't say 50 has been killed or not, or it's been debunked. We don't know the number, but we for sure know people have been killed.
That's a fact. I mean, there has been people killed. I mean,
Yeah, for him to say it's been debunked, you can't debunk it, nor can you prove that it's how many. That's the thing.
okay.
It's a double-edged sword.
Mhm. Okay, Char, go ahead.
Yeah, so here's what I don't understand, right? So yeah, people earlier were sitting up here saying that this isn't about oil, this isn't about taking over resources, this is just about getting rid of the IRGC. So I mean, look, Iran has been IMF free. They have had their own shit for a very long time. They've had these oil reserves for different resources for a very long time, have not shared it with pretty much, I think, with the European Union and NATO and whatnot. So I'm just trying to understand, like nobody's promoting the IRGC, or at least nobody right now, or that's on the stage is promoting, right? I'm just trying to understand, like, why are you guys acting like? I guess because maybe, you know, they're extremist Islamists and whatnot, and you know, they do a lot of things, but we're acting here like a lot of these people are acting like the entities of America and Israel don't do certain shit to fuck with other people's country just so they can go up and take resources and do certain things, man. I'm just trying to understand, like, what do you think is going to happen when they get, let's say if they were to get rid of this regime, what do you think is going to happen over there?
I can answer that question if you like me to, but I'll let other people speak.
It's a good
I can clearly answer that for you.
I'm compounding the question.
Let's let Devin, because that's a question, right, Charlie?
Yeah. I just want to ask one more question before I go. One more question before I go on mute. So let's say if America was to get rid of Iran's leadership and whatnot,
that's a great question.
What do you think is going to happen to the citizens? And do you think it's going to be a good thing for the citizens of Iran when they start to Americanize that country? Do you think that's a good?
Yeah. 100%. Listen, I can say, can I answer as an Iranian? Hold on, brother. Let me answer as an Iranian.
In Iran.
Hold up.
We'll go Moen and then we'll go Alan.
Yeah, sure. I'll answer your question very simply.
I wanted to respond to his
Hold up. Oh my God, bro.
I got you. Wait, hold up. Go through that line.
Yeah, I'll answer. I'm gonna do it real quick, Matt, so I know other people want to talk. Answer your question, Char. Yes, it'll be really beneficial to the people, and the people are already planning on the transition to westernizing the country in terms of constitutional laws, civil laws, and reform plans and recognition of other places. Anyway.
Boom!
Don't throw down resistance, you guys. BB, I know that's probably you, but just don't do that now. Okay, Alan, go for it.
Yeah. Iran was always a secular country. It prided itself on not being like the other religious wackos in the other Middle Eastern countries. What'll happen is it will return to being a country like that. Now, how that plays out politically, how it plays out in terms of how it deals with the West, how it deals with America, that remains to be seen. But the people do not like being under a theocracy, and they are dying to escape it. They understand that the IRGC is an evil government, an evil entity, and they will be more than happy when it is gone. And as I said, the main benefit will be a nudie bar on every corner.
I don't think that'll be the main benefit, Alan. But
well, it depends on your perspective.
I mean, not
really,
dying
but
the main benefit.
Iran will be the nudie bar capital of the world.
I mean, it is a benefit, though. You got to admit. I mean, for some people, so.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, just one, and I'm gonna finish here. I'm gonna finish here because I'm gonna just finish it here, and I'll go on mute. So basically, what you're saying is you're gonna destroy, kind of similar how America did Japan, where they took away a lot of their cultural aspects, put them in the Trilateral Commission, and pretty much amalgamated a lot of these Western philosophies to that country, and pretty much sucked the soul out of these people.
That's subjective. Sucking the soul. That's enough. That's subjective. That's not objective.
That's going to happen. They're going to have
culture before this regime, right? You do realize that.
I studied the Persian Empire very extensively.
We still celebrate our Zoroastrian culture and traditions and New Year's and everything. So we have a culture besides Islam. I don't know if you knew, but now you know.
If someone else
I'm not even mentioning Islam. I mean, you guys used to worship Shiva and Vishnu. I mean, you guys have a whole bunch of different.
You idiot! You stupid fuck!
Well, yeah, you guys worship that shit too.
No,
what the fuck you talking about?
You're mistaking Ahura Mazda.
Let Charlie land.
Okay, look, but here's the thing, though, right? So here's what's gonna happen.
Oh my God,
They're going. Okay, here's what's gonna end up happening. they're gonna end up putting all kinds of restaurants and bars. They're gonna put whorehouses all throughout the fucking city.
Oldest business in the world. Whorehouse has been around for 2,500 years.
The women are gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do. They're gonna oppress the men. They're gonna do all kinds of wild shit over there that's not according to your ancestral culture.
Somebody tell
It actually is. It actually is.
Republic.
Technically, whorehouses are according to our ancestral culture. We have had whorehouses in Persia for 2,500 years.
HR,
That's new
HR,
every day.
Japan is doing pretty good, by the way. So, you're not
Can I
Japan.
talk now, man? What the fuck, man?
Okay, yeah. Okay, resistance. Let me come off mic. Let resistance. Just don't go too long. Resistance. Go ahead.
You let them run their fucking mouths
Alright.
all day, then you got the nerve to tell me about not being long?
No, you know what I'm talking about.
Ridiculous shit, man. Anyway, to respond to Moen, the fucking lying fucking piece of shit Persian, here we go. Several Western correspondents and news organizations have said they could not independently verify claims of the death
There you go. You just answered yourself.
50,000. Excuse me, let me finish, you dick sucker.
You idiot.
Yo, Glow.
50,000 journalists being killed by the government. And here it goes. Organizations who have independently went into Iran, such as Amnesty International, the UN, independent journalists from Sky News, the BBC, CNN, have not verified or seen any. Yeah, they are. These are all people who have went all around the globe for decades and covered fucking wars.
Well, you're telling a guy I can literally.
None of them have
right now.
any proof of any tens of thousands of people being slaughtered. You're a fucking clown and like the rest of these fake Iranians that are on this fucking stage. Bunch of dick sucking liars.
Oh, jeez.
That's how it is.
Oh my God. Look at that.
Short and simple. We're gonna believe them, the people who actually are on the ground that went there, and not you fucking clowns.
Wow.
We don't believe people who wear beanies on there.
Alan, you rape little boys. Who the fuck
Nobody's
was
ever been there.
pedophile?
Yeah.
You're a
You gotta
pedophile,
believe.
you clown.
If nobody has gone there.
You're
you
white.
gotta
Don't
believe.
ever forget that. We don't trust you around no kids.
Where do you get that from, Resistance?
Wow.
Well, you know, did you have to, in order to be indoctrinated into
Israel allows
the
American
nation of
accused
Islam,
pedophiles to
did
flee
you
into
have to
Israel and
suck-
hide.
did
You're
you
one
have
of
to
them.
Suck dick in order to get.
You let your
indoctrinated?
rabbi suck your foreskin
Yeah,
off. We don't
yeah.
believe you.
So I'm just wondering what you had to do in order to earn that beanie. I mean, you look just like a Jew and you're complaining about Jews, yet you wear the same kind of beanie.
Oh
I
shit.
mean, what kind of fucking idiot wears a beanie on his head like that?
He's obsessed with
Especially
Jews.
With a religion that calls black people raisin heads.
They do.
People, the religion that disrespects black people, and yet you follow it. What dumb fucking idiot does that? Never mind.
The first imam in Islam was black. Stop it. Stop your
Yeah,
bullshit.
no, sorry, Malik. Never
Stop your
mind the
bullshit.
fact that when the Muslims,
Stop
when the
your
Arabs
bullshit.
came to your country, your people didn't fight them. Your people joined with them and profited off of enslavement.
You know, you're always trying to instigate between white and
That's
blacks.
right.
Just
No,
stop.
no.
It's
Can I
not
make a
working
point?
anymore. It's not. It's
But
just
it's
not.
Arab Muslims were the biggest slave trade.
All I
war.
want to know,
Yeah,
do
so-
they really call
Malik,
it?
you know what
it's
makes it
like
more
these
ridiculous?
dumb
That I'm not black.
people-
But to a
these dumb
white
black
dick sucker
people
such like
coming
himself,
here.
he thinks
But this is
anyone
Puerto
with this kind of
Rican,
balls
though.
is
I
black.
just put a source
Because
in
he's
the
dumb.
comments
He's a
about
typical
the-
white boy.
I don't get that. Resistance is Puerto Rican, Alan.
Proud of them if they ever did
He
that.
thinks anyone from
Alan
New York
is a
can
big-
talk the
Alan
slang
is a
of black
racist.
because he's a dumb white boy.
No, I'm smarter than you.
No, you're not. You're a pedophile.
Yeah,
How can you be
yeah,
smart?
I don't wear a beanie on my head just from my religion. What
No,
kind
we
of
know.
dumb
You just
fuck-
bring your camera and you call under the bathroom stalls to look at little girls.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's in your culture. It's in your culture.
That's you projecting.
That's
It's in your
normal, though.
culture, white boy.
Hey, Resistance
Chris
Hell
Hansen
Normal does that
exposed you.
shit.
Well, it's more
Chris
like
Hansen
boy.
exposed you.
Muhammad fucked a 9-year-old.
Yo, shut the fuck
Yo,
up.
Cher, when you watch the show with Chris Hansen, what is the majority of the people
Alan,
trying to
what
fuck
I'm
with
talking
those
about,
kids?
Alan,
What
I
race
ain't
are
never
they?
worked out this years old.
You know,
And Judaism kids came way before Islam. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I know, and God cursed them way before the Muslims.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
We're not doing.
What about Palestine? Obviously, don't forget that.
We're not doing clubhouse jihad right now. Okay, new people. Okay, Malik, what are you saying down there? What do you got going on?
You see, man, you're always interjecting, especially when Ann loses the debate. You're always coming in. What I'm trying to say is...
Oh, answer the title of the room, too.
All right, okay, is there any solution? Yes, the solution is Israel needs to go... Ashkenazi need to go back to Europe, and the Middle East is going to be in peace. That's what I think.
So wait, they have to go where? I didn't hear what you
Back to Europe. Back to fucking Europe, yeah.
Jesus.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Sorry.
Well, he asked me for an answer. That's what I said.
And Mokeen, I'm reading right. Can you explain this to me? Because you guys say before, Islam in Persia, right? I'm reading here how you guys used to do a lot of mother and son marriages and a lot of brother and sister marriages.
No,
yeah, during close-in marriage, right here. During the Zoroastrian Empire.
Okay.
Because you Persians were a bunch of savages before Islam. You fucking dirt-eating.
Before Islam?
Bunch of savages.
Sick and evil. Well, do you know how we conquered Babylon? We didn't kill a single soul, and we conquered it.
Without
The Muslims conquered it right after.
Before Islam.
But without having to persecute anyone, we conquered it.
That's what you call an empire.
Glow. They still see you as a terrorist, Glow. No matter what you say, no matter what side you take.
The difference between colonization and an
Glow's
empire.
a $2 prostitute. We don't take her serious.
I'm very still see her as a terrorist.
Has 6 baby daddies.
Flashlight Glow, come on.
That's a bitch that sucks dick for a beer. We don't take her serious.
Women. These are
If
women.
if you're going to discredit one empire over another, you can do that. But to suggest the conquest of conquest by Muslim countries was okay, that's inconsistent. I mean, if you're giving shit to America and Israel, give shit to Islamic conquest or any kind or Hindu conquest. All imperialism that requires civilians to be dead, no one should be condoning it.
Yeah, but that's the problem. No, they lie.
Yeah, what did the Muslim conquest do to Egypt? Yeah, answer that question.
Tell the truth about the consequence. Because look, if you read it right here, because I'm reading it, after the Muslim conquest of Persia in the 7th century, many Persians gladly embraced Islam. So are you telling me all these historians are just lying? Or is it these laymen here, the idiots and liars?
He's lying. Wait, resistance is lying because Iran is the only. Hold on.
These laymen prostitutes or these historians?
You keep talking.
1 second.
Iran is the only country that's been conquered by Islam that never spoke Arabic. You guys know what you did to Egypt? You started executing everybody who spoke
to be a Muslim. What are you talking about?
All right, I speak.
You sound stupid, bro.
No, you're stupid. You forgot that we still
There's
speak
a lot of Arab
Persian.
people,
You stupid idiot. You still think we speak Arabic, dumbass. See, that's
Wait,
how
dumb bastard.
We were the only
Muslims from different
that
countries
actually
do not, their
resisted
language is not
Islam
the
and
Arabic
refused
language.
to speak Arabic.
Indonesia
And to
is the
this day,
biggest
we
Muslim
still
country in the
don't
world.
speak
They don't
Arabic,
speak
dumbass.
Arabic. Neither do the
Dumbass, this is why the
Indonesians. You
education
dummy.
system sucks in
Forget the
America.
99.
Hold on. I've been listening to Resistance for the last, 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And this is the type of vibe I'm getting from Resistance, man.
Resistance specializes in making noise.
I also specialize in beating the shit out of Jews. Don't ever leave that out.
Then our moderator's going to be neutral or what?
You need to stop obsessing over Jews. Wait, who says that?
As soon as you stop obsessing over baby dick.
Who said that we're not moderating right now? Who was that? Kaiser?
Me, Matt, me.
No, you're wrong. We're
I'm just
good.
saying, like, every time Resistance speaks, you guys mute him. Like, come on now. The guy speak.
Who's muting him? I'm not aware of that.
Oh no, they definitely are, but they don't bother me. You know why? Because the truth is what's hurting them. And I
Well,
love
we
it.
apologize, Resistance. If you're getting muted, that's more than likely BB.
Yeah,
Yeah, we know.
No, I was told off. So
we know she's an anorexic cunt.
Thank you, BB. Let's just be clear that everybody's allowed to speak. We don't always have to agree with each other. Yeah, so I'll leave that there. But let's try to keep it a little bit above board. Let's not call people bitches.
All right, let's speak about the persecuted Christians in the West Bank.
Go ahead. What?
The oppressed in the West Bank. Speaking of the Christian Palestinians, don't they, get to have a land? Don't they get to be free?
What do you think?
I think yes.
Anybody disagree with that?
The Jews do.
I don't think they do.
Like, when will they be free? When there will be like Palestinian who is Muslim, Jewish, Christian, whatever, can pray whenever they want to, pray wherever they want to. They don't have to be, clearanced in.
I don't think praying is the issue.
What I'm trying to say is like when they're going to have their own country.
They do.
Since when? I never seen a Palestinian passport.
Well, you should go file a note to the UN, and if the UN sees fit, they'll get one.
And
Very simple.
they've been going on to the UN since
No, the UN doesn't see
1950.
fit. You should go complain to the UN then.
And now you believe the UN, so the UN
No,
is
I do
not
believe
bad
in
no
the
more, so
UN because they've
boycott
been rejecting
Iran,
Palestine.
boycott
Yeah,
nations.
because they're not eligible to have a country. Same with Kurdistan.
You see, that's how it is. That's how
Once you're eligible, once you start
that's how
going
progress
to
go on and on.
run
That's
a
why
government,
these dudes
you'll be
lie
eligible
out
to
their
run a
teeth.
country.
The UN has recognized it. It is America and Israel who use their veto power to not recognize it.
Well,
so
go
many
complain
countries
to
have
them.
recognized the state of Palestine. So stop lying.
No, nobody's lying. UN won't recognize it.
Yes, the
If you have
UN
a
does
problem,
recognize it.
go
It's
ahead. Why
America.
don't they don't? If they would have recognized it, they would have had a seat.
was colonized
If
by,
they would have recognized it, they would have had a seat.
The Palestinians do have a seat in the UN, you moron.
Well, there you go. So now you can have your own country. So technically, you do have your own countries. You just proved my point. So you fell for this stupid trap resistance. You seem to be very stupid.
There's no trap. There is no.
Yeah, where's the dude from?
You're not even
I do have a
intelligent
country,
like
so
your
what
own
do you
ass, let alone set a trap.
So you just proved to me they do have a
You still
country.
got
So
shit
why
stains
is
in
Willie
your
still
drawers.
complaining?
Come on, are you Iranian?
No,
I mean, are you Iranian? Are you Iranian?
What do you think?
You're
I'm
white.
asking. I don't know.
No, this is an Irish name.
No, Mu'ayin is an Arab name.
Why are they so stupid?
Mu'ayin is an Arab name. It's like, I think you're probably what?
Yeah,
What are you?
Middle Eastern. Yes, I'm Iranian.
Yani أنت من قحبة, right?
He's from Poland, man.
No, say it in human language, Malik.
أنت من قحبة?
I don't understand. That's not human language.
Oh, there you go.
We
So
don't
okay,
speak
you're not
khaba,
Middle
khaba,
Eastern.
khaba, khaba.
Yeah, say it in human language.
Come on, Javi, don't
We don't
tell them
speak
we're
khaba,
not
khaba,
talking about.
khaba.
No.
No, she
I know, I know,
understands
I know.
OnlyFans or prostitute. You gotta.
Come on,
We don't
brother,
speak
don't be.
She speaks prostitute
Yeah, I was trying to
language.
confirm. So, Mu'ayin, so how do you feel to be an Iranian?
Very good,
Traitor.
very good. You Arabs worship
how
us.
does it feel to be an
You Arabs
Iranian traitor?
idolize
Like-
us. I know you Arabs
you
have
traded
a
your
flag
own
of my
people, you
country
gave up your own
on your wall every day.
Scientists, your own, leaders.
Yeah,
and
we're
stuff.
superior.
And still,
We're a superior country in the Middle East.
and still, the IRGC still exists.
That's
So the
great.
West did
That's
you
great.
no good.
That's really good.
The West did not do you
You
any
Arabs
good.
are still suffering.
Khomeini still
of
runs the show.
existence. See, look, even the IRGC hates you. The revolutionary hates you. So you
Khomeini
Arabs
still
are
runs the
on the
show. So
corner
how
right
does it
now.
feel to
You
be,
have nowhere to go.
Useless.
See, look, IRGC right now is sending bombs into some Arab country right now.
I don't care.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? How do you feel being shat on by the same regime that you love so much? How does it feel being fucked up by the person you
I can
idolize?
care less.
You know why they say you should never meet your own heroes?
I can care less.
You
But how
met your
does
own
it
hero
feel
IRGC
to
with a
betray your
fucking
own
rocket,
people,
didn't you?
to get your own people killed? How does it
Okay,
feel
I'm done.
to actually put trackers on your own
I'm on a
people
flow right now. I can
for
do
another
something.
country? How does that feel?
No, how does it feel
to be a spy?
being bombed
How
by
does it feel
another
to be a
Muslim?
traitor?
How does it feel being bombed by another Muslim right now?
It's just
How does it
sad.
feel
When
kissing
You know
the
what's
boot
funny
of a
right now?
Jew?
Arabs are right now.
No, how does it feel like kissing the boot of a
Somebody
Jew?
else. That's
The
sad.
non-Muslims. You notice that?
You know,
More
you
Arab
give
countries
up
right now being bombed,
and they say, hey, look, we're trying to negotiate with them. We're not trying to, overthrow the government.
Speaking of
Means they
Muslims,
betrayed
there is
you.
a second
They fucking
invasion.
betrayed you.
One mic on Pepe.
So as we know, our brothers and sisters in Spain, the nice Catholic country of Europe, were invaded by tens of thousands of North African subhumans. They were starting trouble, breaking into homes. These dirty Muslims now made in the thousands, have come in through another city along their African coast.
Fuck you, Latino motherfucker. You're an invader
We
too,
need to
bitch.
have another crusade. We need to send these people back to their Stone Age homelands where they belong.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly. We start with
Persia.
We start that movement, Pepe, in Persia. That
Hold on,
has to
Pepe,
start in
can you
Persia.
just answer me this question? Being that they are, Pepe, hold on. Being that you saying they're being invaded by these Africans,
Back to the Stone Age.
Answer this question to me then, Pep.
Send them to the gods they so fucking
Hold on.
believe in.
Why are those Spanish Spain women fucking those big black dicks then? Why are they sucking those big monkey dicks for?
These are North Africans.
Why are they sucking that big old black
You are
dick?
mistaken. They are not
Explain
black.
that one to
They are
me.
North African.
Why as soon as they see those subhuman baboon dicks, they start drooling? Tell me that.
Pepe does the same thing.
That is true. He dyes his skin like Donald Trump. He definitely drools some dick.
I thought you told me I bleached my skin the other day. Which one is it? Do I orange it or do I bleach it?
You orange it.
Both.
One mic on noob.
Free Palestine at the end of the day.
It's already free. He just proved it. You have a question too.
Man. One mic on.
Yeah, cheers. So, is there a solution to the Middle East?
There's actually approximately 8 million Jews in America. How come we don't call?
Go ahead, continue.
Thank you. Is there a solution to the Middle East? The Middle East is one of the most resource-rich areas which have a crisscross of economic corridors, whether it's the IMEC or the Dry Canal or the International North-South Transport Corridor. There's plenty of money to be made there, and until it becomes lucrative for someone other than America or Israel to step in and save Palestine or any of those regions, no one is coming to help. Iran is only going to act in its own interest in terms of defending their own interests. The GCC countries are mostly allied with America. So everything is playing out exactly predictably in that equation. So as far as the solution to the Middle East is concerned, nothing until America and Israel have taken over Gaza, Palestine, and neutralized Iran to a sufficient extent, and turns Gaza into a logistics hub for the IMEC corridor. And until then, there's not going to be peace.
So I was next, Mike. I think Noop is a Pakistani, so calm down for that reason. I think what he said
Indian.
was pretty.
I'm Indian Dutch.
What are you, like Hindu?
You said you're Indian Dutch?
Yes.
Okay.
Like what Hindu? What Indian? Like?
South Indian.
Yeah, but what?
You mean religion? I was raised Hindu, but I'm an atheist.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, cool. So I think he has a little bit of a biased opinion, man. Like he's saying what your opinion.
On what basis? I just talked only geopolitics. I brought no religion into any of this. No race, no religion, nothing.
And your point was that until people have a consensus in which you can have peace, it's all kind of here and there, correct?
No, my point is that unless the most powerful people in the equation or most powerful actors in the equation get their hand which are at the moment America and Israel and any of their allies, which include India, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and the rest of European Union. As you know, they're all part of the IMEC signatories.
Okay.
Until this group achieves Gaza or Palestine as a whole as part of the logistics of the IMEC corridor, this is not going to stop. And I don't think any other big actors find it lucrative enough to intervene and stop this. Iran's doing.
Because they've tried.
If
Because they've tried for the
Well,
past
just-
80 years. They have tried that. They have been given an option to have a state, and they have refused 13 times. They do not want peace.
No, that's
My main point here,
that's a he
Anubhai,
said, she
Anubhai,
said.
एक minute.
This has nothing to do with being offered peace and not
Anu,
go ahead.
please, please. Timothy, may I speak, please?
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. My main point is here, why is the topic of discussion? I know the conversation is there any solution to the Middle East? But why do we insist upon the Middle East? There are many important corridors which we don't discuss. The Strait of Malacca, for example, which is arguably the most important corridor out of any place in this world.
Sorry, it was I don't understand where you're going with this thing because the question of the room is there a solution to the Middle East? And you're not, now you're brought that
I'm
off.
speaking at a meta level. Do you understand what meta level means?
Let's not be patronizing. I hope this what you end up with.
I'll
I
be
hope it is
patronizing to
relevant.
you, but I'm saying it's very relevant. What do you mean? I'm saying that when we talk about a certain region which needs to be discussed, when we talk about the most important corridor, shipping corridor in the world, which is the Strait of Malacca.
Yeah.
It's not the Hormuz Strait. It's Strait of Malacca.
Yeah, but the Strait of Hormuz is the one that it's hard
Huh?
to travel through. That's
Not Malacca, Malacca. Just so you know.
But they're not mutually exclusive. The attention or lack thereof of one over the other. And multiple things can be true at the same time.
I was not done, sir. My main point here is that when we talk about a certain region, there is powers that are more important that we have to address, and that's why we talk about the Middle East. We talk about the Strait of Hormuz. When most of the trade in this world goes through the Strait of Malacca, most of the manufactured products, apart from oil, come to the Strait of Malacca, which is also a major choke point in this world.
Which is also.
Which is
correct.
More so.
I have no disagreement. I'm just asking you why it's mutually exclusive.
It's not mutually exclusive. Yeah.
So what's your point?